All right. What is up, my friends? I am refreshed after my 10 and a half hour long stream yesterday. that was that might have been a mistake. It was a bit of work. It was I gotta actually give all these streamers some credit. Some of these guys are like 12-hour streamers. That was it was a long day. It was a long day. I'm glad to see you guys. I don't know if you guys thought you were gonna see me today, but that's right. I'm here, and I'm not going anywhere because this is how I roll. I hope you guys are doing okay today. All jokes aside, everybody, not feeling great about what happened last night. That's a normal feeling for people to be feeling right now. But I hope you guys watched my video, which is in response to what happened. I think that there's a lot to talk about. I think that there's some really hard things to talk about like how the left relates to people, how the left does politics, and how they're going to counter the new right wing, the new Republican Party. Because in my video I say it, the Republican Party is dead. It is dead. There is no Republican Party anymore. It is now the party of MAGA. I said this before, that at the end of the day, we had a chance to excise the cancer in America, known as MAGA, by making Donald Trump lose. And there's a lot of Americans out there for different reasons that chose not to vote to excise that cancer. So I don't deal with what I wish things were like. I deal with what things are. And at the end of the day, what is that Donald Trump was elected. Donald Trump still has many trials to go through. He still has a trial in Washington. He still has a conviction in New York, which I believe is a state conviction. So I do not believe that he would be able to pardon himself from that. So there's still a sentencing to go with that. There's a lot to be talked about. Let's see who's here. What's up, Woke Mike? What's up, Dark Cash? What's up, Pro Buzzard? What's up, He Hurts? What's up, Reverend Potty Mouth, my favorite? What up, Mark? Sharon? What's happening, John? Yeah. And here's the thing, guys. I've spent my entire life fighting adversity. Not a lot of you guys might have been around for some of the talks I've given on my childhood, but I started in a really bad place. I started way behind the 8 ball, way behind the every ball. One of the things that has been a driving force in my life is the fact that failure doesn't scare me. Risk doesn't scare me. When I started this channel, I was doing pretty good with it, messing around with it and stuff. And then I didn't know how to do thumbnails and stuff like that. And so I paid for a coaching service, a guy to come in and tell me how to make thumbnails and how to, pretty much write titles and just really dumb basic shit that I should know. But when I first met him, he was like, well, tell me about yourself. And I was like, well, I don't fail at things. I mean, I fail, but my end game goals are always accomplished. And I don't think that this is any different here. I think that for the most part, everybody needs a little bit of a breather. It's been exhausting. It's been 2 straight years. I was just thinking about this the other day. It's been 2 straight years that culminated in last night. And we lost. And because of that, we have a fork in the road where we make a decision where we say to ourselves, wow, it's over and I give up. Or you say, I'm going to get up and I'm going to dust myself off and I'm going to get back in the saddle and I am going to do the things that I said I'm going to do. And that's me. That's always me. What's happening, Nicole? You don't think you'll see a jail cell? Bobby, better be careful. Did you look at the name of this? Did you look at the name of this stream, buddy? I am petty, Bob. Bob, you get a pass on a couple as long as you're not too much of a pain in the ass. But the stream of this channel today is I am banning Trump supporters for fun. And you know I do that because I love it. Because I know that, like, inside they're like, it's my free speech. And it cracks me up to do it. Because I am petty as fuck. But that's, I think, why people like Bob still come in here. Oh, we are banning Trump supporters, tired. For funsies. Because at the end of the day, what did... Bob, you better be careful. Bob, you better be careful. Tired is ready to swing that hammer. But end of the day, I am who I am. And, you know, I put out that video. Bob, you should watch that video too. Because it speaks a lot to who I am as a person. And look, I'll be honest with you guys. There's a lot about the left that I wanted to criticize about how they're going about certain things that I wish they would have done better, that I chose not to, because during an election cycle, it didn't seem productive to do what Cenk and TYT did, or to do what Kyle Kalinske had done with the Hamas Israel. Like, I understand the importance of all of those things, but I didn't feel it was appropriate at the time. But in that video, I talk a little bit about why I don't know whether or not changing my name to what I changed it to was, you know, the smartest thing to do. Because when I changed my name to Progressive Matters, I changed it to Progressive Matters because I've said this before, a lot of my greatest values, the things that I hold the most dear, are my progressive values. And that is equality for all, equity, you know, the love and appreciation of the people in society that they deserve for being human beings. And because of that, you know, I chose that name. But I'm new to this. This is only really my first, like, real year and a half of really trying to do something in the political sphere. And I've come a long way. And somebody told me when I changed my name to that, you know, I didn't like it. And at the time I said, this is, you know, I'm trying to be more serious. I'm trying to take the responsibility of being on mic, talking to people more seriously than just, you know, being a clown and joking and making fun of people. But at the end of the day, that is who I am. And I had to think about it a little bit after last night, because there's a lot of things that I wanted to say about the left that I chose not to, because I wanted to be a little more professional. I wanted to be a person that wanted to try to help and not hurt Kamala Harris's campaign. But in that video, I explain a lot of what I think is the problem with the left in that election. Not a ton. If I had to explain it all, it would have been an hour and a half long documentary. But that extreme progressivism is not what I'm about. I'm about helping people logically and trying to make a difference for people around me by using my platform and my lifestyle that I provided for myself to be able to pay it forward to others. And I think for most parts, that's like a real basic level of progressivism. And then when you get into like kind of the deeper, further, you know, areas of it, it tends to get a little bit extreme. And I think I think the left had a choice. They had a fork in the road to choose this election. It was either embrace the extreme progressive left ideals of what's going on in Israel with Hamas, and to say 100% what is going on in Israel is a genocide, and we stand with Palestinians, and they would have gotten all of the extreme progressive voting. which we don't have the stats on it yet, but I'm going to guess was very impactful in the blue wall states, which was the most important ones. If she would have won those, she would have won. So, the left is partially to blame. And the other fork, the one that they chose to take, was the more establishment Democrat version of politics. And that was to reach across the aisle, to try to bring in conservative voters that were disenfranchised because of Trump. And I think the lesson that they learned by doing that, well, maybe they didn't learn it. The lesson they should learn from that is that I'm sure a lot of those conservatives said, we're with you. We hate Trump and we want Trump out of our party. But I'm betting that a lot of those conservatives then went into the ballot box and checked off the Trump box. Because most of those people still wanted conservative lifestyle. They didn't want Democrat lifestyle. And when you're talking about the two parties, that's really what you're talking about. You're talking about a progressive Democratic lifestyle or a religious conservative lifestyle that now has a taint of cult-like MAGA influence. And to be honest, it seems like they chose the wrong path, but I don't know that I would have accepted that they chose the other path. I don't know if I would have been okay with, taking this attitude that, you give in to people because if you don't, they just will refuse to support. What is going on with Joe Biden, his policies in Israel can be debated as to whether they're good or not. But if you believe that Donald Trump is going to be any different, you're right. He is going to be different. He's if Bibi went to Trump today and said, I want to nuke Gaza, Donald Trump would push the button for him. Donald Trump would send the nuke over. He would Amazon Prime it to Bibi to finish the job. And that really makes me think about the whole thing. It makes me go, do I want to be affiliated, even if just by chance, just because of my name, with people that I do think really chose to vote against women's rights in America to make a point? And I don't think the answer is yes. Let me read some of the stuff you guys are saying. Well, yeah, it's tainted when the leader is broken. Alternate commandments is a felon. Yeah, that's not, I'm not going to argue with that. This shows how low in the parenting scheme we have gotten. Child throws a tantrum long enough and everybody sighs and gives them what they want. That's true, Tired. I don't disagree with that. You can't bring logic to a strip club. I think we need that on a shirt, Tired. You can't bring logic to a strip club. It needs to be on a shirt somewhere. Yeah, He Hurts just put out a music video or a song. You guys should go watch that. And I've already lost subscribers, just so you guys know. I am 100% on this. I understand where people's values stand, and I respect them for that. I respect people for choosing to unsubscribe from my channel because I speak out for my beliefs. I think, if you've looked, I've lost something over 100 and something subscribers. Some of them are probably Russian bots. Some of them are probably Trump supporters that were just following me to troll me, and now they're like, mission accomplished. I don't mind if they stay after today. I'm going to just make fun of them again. But what the left lacks right now is a person of charisma. They lack a person with a voice that speaks out well. We're going to talk about a couple places that I was probably wrong yesterday in my hubris of fighting with my good friend Redonk. The left needs an MLK. The left needs a JFK, not an RFK, but they need a JFK. The left needs to remember what it was like in 1964 when you had to fight for what you wanted. The left needs to recognize that when the Stonewall protests happened, those people fought for those rights. Women's suffrage has been going on for decades, and they still fight that fight. The left needs to understand that they can't talk over people's heads anymore. They need to speak to people in a way that kind of, appeals to the lower middle class, to the middle class. And I thought that Kamala did that. I thought Kamala tried really hard. All props to Kamala. This is not in any way, just so you guys understand this is not a criticism of Kamala Harris. I am proud of Kamala Harris. I think Kamala Harris did a great job running that campaign. I think that she had everything against her. I think that she did things. Here's the one thing. I will say this. The one thing I think Kamala Harris made a mistake on was Kamala Harris depended on the power of celebrity and popularity in a media format that doesn't draw the same type of attention that it used to. And this is what I was going to say about me and Redonk. Redonk was right about this, and I will openly admit this. The chat with Donald Trump, even though I don't believe the people that were watching Joe Rogan and Donald Trump had any inclination to vote for Kamala Harris, it probably galvanized many people that watch Joe Rogan regularly, and it probably got him more votes. And I think there's value in Kamala Harris going on the Brian Tyler Cohen show. I think there's value in Kamala Harris going on David Pakman's show. I think that maybe the Democratic Party has fallen behind and has become the old person that needs their kid to help them with their phone. And I hope to God, over the next 4 years, that somebody asks a kid how to operate their phone. Because the campaign that was ran was good for 2010. The campaign that was ran was good for Barack Obama's campaign or Barack Obama's second campaign. Might have even been good for the 2016 campaign. But in 2024, if you're not taking advantage of using this platform to reach out to voters and get them to vote for you, you've made a mistake. One of the things I want to say to my left-wing people. Good job. Look at Tired. Tired's showing patience. Look at Tired showing patience. Bob, you got it. Tired showing patience. I told you I will laugh at this shit. I think that overall Kamala Harris really ran a campaign that she thought was going to succeed, and she brought in some people that, like, it boggles my mind, to be honest with you. Like, the one thing that Kamala Harris couldn't defeat was the dumbassery of America. The hard-nosed dipshittery of America. And, she, like I said, she had a lot against her. You can't call people dumb, because if you do, 90% of America goes, I'm not dumb. You know why? Because they're dumb. I can say that. Kamala Harris shouldn't come on my show. I will lose her voters, just like I'm losing me subscribers right now. But there's a lot over the next 4 years. And believe me, there's still trials to go through. There's still sentencing to go through. There's still the potential of Article 14, Section 3 being used. But the way that the elections look right now, they don't. It doesn't look good. It looks like House, Senate, and presidency could all be red. Bob was right. Damn, I hate having to say that. That one hurts. But Donald Trump had the ability to do that his first term, and he couldn't get shit done. We'll see what happens this time. But no matter what happens this time, the left wing should be taking a page out of the playbook of the right wing, and their campaign for 2028 should start today. Not in a month, not in 2 years, not right before the election. You want to talk about immigration? Start talking about it now. You want to talk about the economy? Start talking about it now. You want to talk about women's rights? Start talking about it now. Because if you don't, and you use the same playbook in 28 that you used in 24, we will be having this conversation again. And for all the people that are on the left that use X, and I'm speaking to the big people. I'm talking about Mark Hamill. I'm talking about Beyonce. Well, I don't know if Beyonce does anymore. I'm talking about the big people that have millions and millions of subscribers. It's time to put your fucking money where your mouth is. And it's time to remove yourself from the platform that spread the most misinformation and disinformation, hands down, out of any social media platform out there. It is time for people on the left to make a fucking statement, grow some goddamn balls, and put your fucking money where your mouth is. I know you guys get paid from X. I know you guys get ad revenue. I know it's nice to have a check coming in. But at the end of the day, most of you guys don't need it. You're not a small person that makes, $60, $80, $100 on X. Remove yourself from X. Go to Threads or go to Blue Sky, whatever you want to do. But if you are going to hang around on X and continue to generate revenue for Elon Musk, then you're a part of the problem. You're a part of the problem. I am going to remove my account from X, so if any of you guys follow me on X, I'm really sorry for that, but I am going to remove my account. I will have a backup account to watch all the fucking insane people, but I will no longer be contributing to anything on X. Elon Musk is the actual scary person that is going to be involved in this administration. Donald Trump is a moron. I've been saying this forever, and you guys may not believe this, may not agree with me on this, but Donald Trump is not the main character. Donald Trump is a moron. He is an easily manipulated, gullible human being that thinks he's super fucking smart. And the real people that are scary are the people that surrounds him. And Elon Musk is going to potentially show us all exactly how much damage those people can do. So if you're a big creator on X, and you'll never hear this video, but maybe somebody that knows somebody will say this to you, get off of X and stop helping him. Stop helping him. Right Plate says, new channel, Gaming with Right Plate. Nice. Nuclear option on Steam. Good job, dude. Glad to see you here. Right place. Bye. I thank you guys for being here. I know it's difficult. I know it's hard to get up the day after. What's up, Levon? I appreciate you guys for being here. It's something I was saying to my wife today, is that the greatest way to get past a loss is to get back to work. For those of you that like UFC, use it like boxing, like sports, some of the hardest things to take is a loss, especially in fighting. Because fighting, you train weeks, months to get ready. Your fight camp is you're losing weight, you're eating healthy if you're doing it the right way. You're doing everything you can to lead up to this one moment where you're putting your very physical health on the line. And then let's say you walk out and you get knocked out in the first round. That night is horrific. It's stressful. It's exhausting. It's depressing. Some people oftentimes want to take their own life after something like that. And the way that they get past it is to go, when's my next fight? When's my next fight? And you get up and you train and you get back in the gym and you work towards something that has purpose. So, thanks for being here tonight, because we're working towards something that has purpose. Paul, what's up, Paul? Hello, AG. I think the Democrats' hierarchy was in a bad place after the Trump-Biden debate. Yep, it's all ifs and buts, but they didn't have the bollocks to give Pete Buttigieg as leader. Yeah, Paul, there's a lot that goes into that. And look, this is the time to criticize. This is the time to criticize. This is when, Renok, you missed me telling everybody you're right. This is the time to criticize. And you can now, I think, freely talk about, different candidates. And, I said, I'll admit, I thought it would be funny because I'm a fucking troll. I'm a clown. I'm a fucking guy who stands up here and makes jokes. Sits up here and makes jokes. I said I thought it would be funny for Joe Biden to debate Trump and then to drop out after Trump had used all his ammunition on him. And that's what they did. And guess what? That's why I'm not paid to be a part of somebody's campaign. But at the end of the day, there's a lot to that has to be talked about. Like I said, if you don't review the tape the next day after your loss, if your idea of what to do the next day after the loss is to like put blinders on and act like nothing happened, you're gonna lose the next fight too. That's the way it is. So you wake up the next fucking day, you put on the footage, it hurts a fucking lot, and you watch it. You watch it. Because if you don't, you're going to lose again. So put on the fucking footage. It's rigged. Yeah, I mean, at this point, that's like the hardest thing for me right now is to not troll the shit out of Trump supporters by saying that fucking it was rigged. God, you guys have no idea the amount of stuff that I've thought of jokingly that I want to do right now, and maybe I will do it. Maybe I will. Like I said, this channel, I said this before the election was over, politics are exhausting, and I'm not going to stop being on here and talking about politics there. We'll still be following all the news. We'll still be following the trials. We'll still be following the election. We'll still be following legislation and all those other things. I promised that I would start talking more about legislation and such after the election, and I'm not going to get away from that. But there will be now some science shows, some philosophy shows. There's going to be just funny videos. There's going to be a little bit in between because no one can just fucking politics all day, every day, especially when you're not getting paid for it. So there's going to be that. But come on, have some fun. It's not time yet. It's not time yet. Oh, Mr. Daddy, our first Trump supporter that got banned. All right, careful. Don't ban anybody that's not a Trump supporter on accident, okay? Dude, yesterday it was rough, bro. 10 hours of that shit, dog. Like I was just saying, you missed the whole start of the show where I was like, fuck, dude. That's a lot of work. 10 hours of streaming. Some of these guys stream for 12 hours like all the time, bro. I was dying at the end. I was trying redunk. I know you probably don't believe me. You're probably like, your girl was losing, so you want out. I'm not a coward, bro. I show up. You guys can talk all this shit about me. You can say whatever the fuck you want, but I show up, dog. I'm always down for the fight. Like I always show up. So I wanted to be there, but dude, 10.5 hours in it. When I went upstairs, you guys have no idea. So when I'm on stream like this, my brain is working 24/7, like fucking overdrive. After 10.5 hours trying to stop thinking, like, dude, I don't think I went to bed until I went to bed at 9. But I don't think I went to bed until like 3 in the morning. I don't think I fell asleep till 3. So I probably got like 3 or 4 hours of sleep last night. It's a real job. It's a real job. Chase Oliver was a shoo-in. Cajun's not a Trump supporter. No banning Cajun. Don't ban Cajun. Oh, you got restricted for cursing. Yeah, it's not a person that does it, Cajun. Just so you know, it's a bot. I don't have any. I don't have the time because, like I said, I don't get paid for this that much. Well, I get paid a little bit. I don't get paid enough for this to be a full-time job for me. So I can't moderate the Discord. I can't moderate the chant. I can't make videos and do live streams and run social media. I can't do all that stuff, so I have to. It's probably just like a word that you use. Something it'll stop you from doing something. Like there's things that like I don't even know it'll stop you from doing that it'll do. So I apologize, but that's just kind of the way it is. Redoc, I don't know that he can pardon himself on that state charge. Just so you know. I don't think that's allowed. I don't think the president can. I think the state of New York can pardon him, so he could put pressure on the state of New York to make them pardon him. but I don't think that he can pardon himself. So his sentencing is still active. We're going to see what happens. This is how you had to fill in all the circles of the ballot. He could also make them like, no, it can't be dropped. It has to be appealed. It can't just be dropped. He's already been convicted. He's a convicted felon. He is a convicted, who's fucking cursing? I never fucking curse. Yeah, I don't know, to tell you the truth, what's going to happen with that sentencing. This is going to be really weird over the next like couple months. Who was it? Was it Bob or was it Mikey or somebody? Mikey Pikey was saying like all the wars are going to be finished by December 1st. See, this is why I can't deal with Trump supporters. It's like, he doesn't get to get into office until like January, right? Yeah, I'm sure he can pull some bullshit. Look, if anybody can pull some bullshit, it's Donald Trump. That's why we're all here. Yeah, exactly. So anyways, like, I don't want to just sit up here and ramble or rant for whatever, but I do want to have that conversation. I want to say, get it out. If you didn't hear what I said at the beginning, go back to the beginning. Watch that shit. I mean that shit. I want to remove myself a little bit from, like, my point of view has always been that I don't want to be a part of a political party. I don't want to be purity tested by the left or the right or anybody. Fucking lol, who actually I felt bad for having to ban, but you can't have your 8-year-old kid in the same room listen to me curse, dude. Like, I'll ban you for that. I'm not gonna, like, that's insane. Don't have your children listening to me, fucking roast a Trump supporter by telling him I'm gonna make him a bottom. Like, you're making me feel bad. And look, if you're on the left and you don't like my language, if you're on the left and you don't like the way I talk to Trump supporters, if you're on the left and you don't like, that, like, I make fun of people, then this ain't the stream for you, dog. Like, that's where we're gonna have to get to. I'm still in my infancy here, so I'm still growing and becoming like a real channel, a real streamer. But at the end of the day, I've said this from the beginning, is that, like, I don't claim a gang. I'm not a Democrat. I'm not a Republican. I have progressive values. That's why I made the mistake of naming the channel what it is. I'm a person that has political values that are expressed by the things that I do every day of my life, by the way that I treat people, by the way that I vote. I voted on multiple things in California this year that don't do me any good, that raise my taxes, that raise my property taxes, that potentially put my store in a tough place when hiring people. And that's all because I believe in those things. And there was a moment while I was filling out that vote ballot where I was thinking about self-interest. And I was like, these things aren't going to do me any good. Why should I vote for them? And I had a moment for myself. I talked to myself quite a bit. I say, don't be a bitch to myself all the time. And I said to myself, I looked at some of those things and I said, you know why I'm going to vote? Because those are my values. So I'm not going to be full of shit. I'm not going to be like the rest of these people. I'm not going to sit here and say that, like, I stand for these things, and then behind the scenes I'm going to rub the bubble that, that enriches me. I believe in helping other people. I believe in paying it forward. I believe that the greatest way for America to truly be great is to help the Americans and then to help the world, in that order. We help us, and we help people that need our help. And so I check the boxes because it's going to raise my taxes, but it's going to help somebody else survive. So, like I said, at whatever point, if you're on the left and you don't like my cursing, you don't like me making fun of people, you don't like me criticizing things that the left has done, this isn't the channel for you. And if you're on the right, this probably is not the channel for you. Because let's be honest, though I say I have left-leaning values, I can count on one hand the number of right-leaning values that I have. And that's, that's just the way it is. So you want to call me liberal, you want to call me a Democrat, you can call me whatever you want. I don't choose a gang. I am who I am. and that's going to end up, we're going to lose subscribers. It's okay. It's okay. It's what's supposed to happen. Anyways, I did want to look at a couple of videos. I did want to watch Kamala's. I want to watch Kamala's concession speech because, like I said, I think that don't devalue this. Don't devalue what Kamala Harris has done. She ran a campaign that was well done. She chose to be positive over negativity. She chose to try to unite people rather than to separate them. And in today's society, that's just not what people want. People want fireworks. People want drama. People want entertainment. People want the Jerry Springer show. And that's really sad, but that is what it is. So I'm not going to devalue the things that Kamala Harris did. And I think that by passing over something like her concession speech and not watching it is devaluing that.
From taking first steps.
She was snarky. It was fun.
To beginning your
it's only like 11
journey
minutes.
here.
Yeah.
Access international wealth expertise with standard.
So let's take a look at it.
Thank you. So let me say, and I love you back. And I love you back.
What's happening, Mama?
So
thanks for $2, Levon.
My heart is
Levon.
full today.
I can say your name. I said that like I'm like
My
French or
heart
something.
is full
Levon.
today, full of gratitude for the trust you have placed in me, full of love for our country, and full of resolve. The outcome of this election is not what we wanted, not what we fought for, not what we voted for.
Oh, man. Oh, man. Look at that. Such a communist. She's so evil.
But hear me when I say, the light of America's promise will always burn bright.
Nice.
As
not
long
peanut.
as we never give up, and as long as we keep fighting. To my beloved Doug and our family, I love you so very much. To President Biden and Dr. Biden, thank you for your faith and support. To Governor Walz and the Walz family, I know your service to our nation will continue. And to my extraordinary team, to the volunteers who gave so much of themselves, to the poll workers and the local election officials, I thank you all. Look, I am so proud of the race we ran and the way we ran it.
And she should be. And she should be.
And the way we ran it over the 107 days of this campaign, we have been intentional about building community and building coalitions, bringing people together from every walk of life and background, united by love of country with enthusiasm and joy in our fight for America's future. And we did it with the knowledge that we all have so much more in common than what separates us. Now I know
my freedom, 20 million less votes than last time isn't suspicious. Here's the thing about that. I agree that that's the kind of thing that should be looked into. I do agree that you should never, just like I said about Donald Trump. I had no problem with Donald Trump looking into the things he found suspicious. But we shouldn't use it to dodge accountability. And like I said, watch my video where I talk about what I think went wrong and the future of this channel. I think that there's a lot of people out there that express certain beliefs about Biden that then became issues for Kamala Harris to have to deal with, and that those people were a huge part of why she lost. You can, the thing I will not do on this channel is I might do it for trolling purposes. I might do it for fun. I might act like a Trump supporter and claim things are rigged. I might, troll Trump supporters by, saying the crazy shit they say right back to them. But down deep inside, my values are still that when you know that something is wrong in your campaign, that certain people were the reason why you lost, then there's no reason to make excuses for those people. You need to hold those people accountable, and we need to not be the party of, the Democrats need to not be the party of allowing excuses to keep them from excising certain cancers in their own party.
Folks are feeling and
hit me up on
experiencing
MySpace.
a range of emotions right now. I get it. But we must accept the results of this election. Earlier today, I spoke with President-elect Trump and congratulated him on his victory. I also told him that we will help him and his team with their transition, and that we will engage in a peaceful transfer of power. A fundamental principle of American democracy is that when we lose an election, we accept the results. That principle, as much as any other, distinguishes democracy from monarchy or tyranny. And anyone who seeks the public trust must honor it. At the same time, in our nation, we owe loyalty not to a president or a party, but to the Constitution of the United States.
Hey, you might be able to, actually.
And loyalty to our conscience and to our God.
It would be amusing.
My allegiance to all three is why I am here to
say, one
say,
person's been banned.
While I concede this election, I do not concede the fight that
Oh, here, I got this one, guys. I got you. I got this one. This one might not even be a Trump supporter. Bam! Oh, dude. This is going to be a good night. Oh, man.
fueled this campaign.
Oh. It's going to be a fun night. Hold on, did I tell you guys something? Did I tell you that? So I set it to 10 minutes. I set it to... Oh, you guys got another one? Nice! I set it to 10 minutes, so that way they have to stay in the chat for 10 minutes before we ban them. Oh, God. I was like, how can I make this more fun? I thought about making it, like, even longer, but then I was like, no, there's not going to be enough coming in, right? I was like, we're not going to get enough people. Like, Trump supporters' attention spans, I'm going with 10 minutes is a stretch. Like, 10 minutes is a long time for Trump supporters. He hurts, so you click the 3 dots on the side and then hide user from channel. Because the best part is they don't even get banned. They just sit in the void and they think they're talking to us, but they're not. It's fucking amazing. Oh, God, it's going to be great. But anyways, yeah, I set it to 10 minutes so that way it was even more fun when I banned them.
The fight for freedom, for opportunity, for fairness,
we get bread and
the dignity of all people. A fight for the ideals at the heart of our nation, the ideals that reflect America at our best.
Look, I'm a benevolent leader. I give the people what they want, okay? And when you come to my channel, you know, and you come to my channel on the day after a loss, and you try to talk shit, I'm giving the people what they want. You get fucking banned. Good times.
That is a fight I will never give up.
Dude, the YouTube commercials are the strangest things ever. They are kind of the best, though. I'm just gonna be honest. I enjoy the YouTube. It's a weird thing, but I do enjoy them.
I will never give
Let
up
the healing
the
begin.
fight for a future
I heal
where
quickly.
Americans
I heal
can
quickly.
pursue
I get over shit
their
pretty quick.
dreams,
So I'm
ambitions,
good. We gonna
and
fight.
aspirations. Where the women of America have the freedom to make decisions about their own body and not
What's happening, Jane?
their government telling them what to do.
That's right.
We will never give up the fight to protect our schools and
right.
our streets from gun violence.
You're moving to Canada.
And America, we will never give up.
I'm moving to New
the
Zealand.
fight
That's where I'm
for
going.
our democracy,
I don't think they'll take me though.
for the rule of law, for equal justice, and for the sacred idea that every one of us, no matter who we are or where we start out, has certain fundamental rights and freedoms that must be respected and upheld.
Such an evil person. She's so evil. Dude,
And we
MAGA
will continue
is
to
so
wage
dumb.
this fight in the voting booth, in the courts,
That's
and
2
in the
years from
public
now, Rita.
square.
2026.
And we will also wage it in quieter ways, in how we live our lives, by treating one another
Night, Paul.
with kindness
Love you, Paul.
and respect, by looking in the face of a stranger and seeing a neighbor, by always using our strength
MAGA has
to
a combined
lift
IQ of
people
7.
up, to fight
That's being nice, Reverend.
for the dignity that all people deserve. The fight for our freedom will take hard work, but like I always say, we like hard work.
That's right.
Hard work is
That's
good
right.
work. Hard work can be joyful work. And the fight for our country is always worth it. It is always worth it. To the young people who are
Kamala's a good person. And look, here's the thing. Is you guys got a choice. You have to let yourself know this. You can let people look at you and go, I kicked your ass. Or you can let people look at you and say, you kicked my ass that time. But there's going to be a next time. That's I was never the hardest person. I was never the baddest person. I was never the biggest person. I was never the strongest person. But if you wanted to fight me, you're going to get punched. I was going to fight back. And because of that, I survived a lot of the shit that I came up through as a kid. And that's a mentality I think that has been lacking on the left for too long. When I started doing this, I said, the left needs spine. The left needs balls. The left needs a person that's going to stand up and defend themselves as well as others. Because a lot of times the left was really good about speaking out in defense of others, but when they had to speak out in defense of themselves, they were really bad about it. And so, I'm uniquely qualified to be the person that shows up the day after the loss, the election, that goes, you can talk all the shit you want. It don't hurt my feelings. We good. I'll get you next time. That's what's going to happen.
are watching. It is... I love you guys.
Oh, jump from MAGA's ego to their IQ. That's funny, Ty.
To the young people who are watching, it is okay to feel sad and disappointed. But please know it's going to be okay. On the campaign, I would often say, when we fight, we win. But here's the thing. Sometimes the fight takes a while.
Yeah, you can't roll over. You can't give up.
That doesn't mean we won't win. That doesn't mean we won't win. The important thing is don't ever give up. Don't ever give up.
You can go back a little bit early, Jane, if you want to hear my opinion on that. I don't want to have to repeat my whole opinion on the left reaching to the right, but I don't agree with extreme progressives and their opinions of why they didn't vote, and I also don't completely agree with how Kamala Harris ran her campaign as far as reaching to conservatives because I think that they're full of shit, and I think that they agreed to the things she did because on the surface it keeps them safe and perhaps gets them back into the Republican Party whole, all while being able to vote for Trump behind the scenes. So, you know, like it's I explained it a lot more earlier.
Don't ever stop trying to make the world a better place. You have power. You have power. And don't you ever listen.
Exactly, DJ.
When anyone tells you something is impossible because it has never been done before.
I saw war. I saw bombing. I saw.
You have the capacity to do extraordinary good.
A lot of old-ass white men out there super excited to talk about how they own those young women, you know? Like, that's the problem with MAGA. That's why I can't stand them, man. That's why I can't get on that level. I'll never be, when Lowell said, you could join MAGA, we have a spot for you. I was like, ludicrous. That's fucking, bro. I want nothing to do with your cult, dog. You aren't good human beings. You're not. When an old ass white man celebrates taking rights from young women, you are garbage.
In the world. And so to everyone who is watching, do not despair.
Oh, hey, look. Who's going to get to him first? Who's going to get to him first?
This is a time to roll up our sleeves.
I got him. Boom. I win.
This is a time to organize, mobilize, and to stay engaged for the sake of freedom and justice and the future that we all know we can build together. Look, many of you know I started out as a prosecutor, and throughout my career, I saw people at some of the worst times in their lives. People who had suffered great harm and great pain, and yet found within themselves the strength and the courage and the resolve to take the stand, to take a stand, to fight for justice, to fight for themselves, to fight for others.
Oh no, don't wait for him to say more.
So
he
let their courage
tonight's the
inspiration. Let their determination be our charge.
This is a night of celebration.
And I'll close with this.
We're going to purge
There's an adage
tonight.
an historian once called a law of history, true of every society across the ages. The adage is, only when it is dark enough can you see the stars.
Exactly.
I know many people feel like we are entering a dark time. But for the benefit of us all, I hope that is not the case. But here's the thing, America, if it is, let us fill the sky with the light of a brilliant, brilliant billion of stars. The light.
And that's what I said. That's what I said is the left needs somebody. They need an MLK. They need a JFK. They need a Malcolm X. They need a person that will stand up with charisma, with an ability to speak, with an ability to reach people of all ages, all genders, all ethnicities, all sexualities. They need a person that can reach people with logic and common sense, something that is very rare in this society. But you need a person that can speak to everyone in a way that like unites them, that makes them feel as though they can fight the fight, that they're going to get taken care of. And establishment Democrats have for a long time done a poor job of either getting legislation passed that benefits certain people or not celebrating when they do. Too often do things get passed that are really important for society, and they don't get the recognition that they need. Joe Biden has been doing that forever. Like, the amount of people who have no idea what the Chips and Science Act is, nor how impactful it is, they'll never know. They'll never know. People hear Infrastructure Act. They don't know what that is. They need somebody to explain it to them. The left, you know, in the darkest time, that's when, like, the people, the biggest people shine brightest, right? The best people shine brightest, because you don't know what tragedy looks like. You don't know what adversity looks like until you're in it and you're dealing with it, and you don't know what, like, a heroic person looks like. You don't know what, like, true valor looks like until you're in that adversity, and then you see somebody that can stand against it. That's a really good cliche she used. The darkness is only when it's darkest do you see the stars, because there has to be stars. There has to be people of value that stand up during times of suffering, of adversity, that say, it's okay, I got you. Like, get behind me and I'll lead the way. And right now on the left, they don't have that. They have a lot of really good people. They have a lot of really good candidates. They have a lot of really, like, you know, promising people. But they don't have anybody right now that has pushed their way to the front of the pack and said, I've got this. Let me take the controls. Let me take the wheel. It's too council driven. It's too community driven. It's too all of us are going to contribute, because that's always been the Democratic way. It's not about one person. It's about all of us. But they really do need a person, a role model, someone that stands up and says, they need a Barack Obama. They need Michelle Obama. If Michelle Obama would have ran this way, it was over. I know, I thought of Bernie, but that's the tough one. That's the tough one, is the Bernie. Like, I can't, if I start talking about Bernie, I'm going to get really mad. If I start talking about Bernie, I'm going to, like, start throwing flames on everything. Right wing, left wing, fucking fence sitters. Everybody's going to burn if I start talking about the burn, okay? So we're going to move past that. We're going to move past that. And we're going to really, like, try to not talk about that right now.
The light of optimism.
I don't think Bernie would beat him in
faith,
16 or 20. I love Bernie, but
truth,
I don't think there's enough people on the left that love Bernie. I don't think there is. There's not enough people that embraced his thing, because they thought, oh no, you can't do none of this.
It's you. And may that work guide us, even in the face of setbacks, toward the extraordinary promise of the United States of America. I thank you all. May God bless you, and may God bless the United States of America. I thank you all.
Such an evil lady. She's so terrible. She's a big communist. Oh my God. She's like the worst person ever. Jesus Christ, I fucking hate people. Yeah, Ross Perot, 2028. Bring him back. Yeah, I love Bernie, you know, but I'm going to be honest with you, though. I don't think he would have won, because all Donald Trump would have had to say is, he's a socialist. Like, Bernie is a socialist. He is a socialist, actually. Bernie would be like, I am a socialist. Because people are dumb. Like I said, it's like, what do you want to do? Do you want to win and take a step closer to socialism, or do you want to put forth people that you like because you like them? You know, like, that's the question. Like, you know, the one thing about 2016 that I will put in Bernie's camp is that there are more registered Democrats than Republicans. Republicans have now caught up. And it's because a lot of the Democratic left went to the right because of Bernie Sanders getting fucked over. Like I said, these are all the things that really just need to be talked about. This is like what people need to talk about, is the real reasons why certain candidates don't get put forward, the real reasons why people lose. Because I kind of feel like we just bullshit. We don't want to admit that some of these things are true because it hurts our feelings that they're true. Like it hurts my feelings that people wouldn't have voted for Bernie, but it's true. People on the left eat their own. And we know that. I watch it in my chat. I watch you guys fight in chat over misunderstanding like two things. Like that's what we do. The left fights with itself all the time. You go in these right-wing chats, you'll never see them fighting. You know why they don't fight? They only fight with you. You go on right-wing chats, and all you see is people saying the same NPC bullshit over and over again, because they're mindless. They're lemmings. They're part of a cult. Now, the left, on the other hand, is really like proud that they criticize their own. And I'm proud of the left for criticizing their own. But the way in which the left criticizes their own is really bad. The left, if Bernie would have ran, there would have been so many of them that would have heard Donald Trump go, he's a socialist. That would have been like, oh, shit. Oh, yeah, like he is socialist. He's trying to cancel the college debt. It's going to make your taxes go up. Redonk, even you wouldn't have voted for Bernie if he would have made your taxes go up. And Bernie would have made all your taxes go up, Redonk, just so you know. Bernie would have made all of your taxes go up. And I would have voted for him because of that. Not in spite of it. I would have been like, I know that Bernie's going to increase my taxes, but I'm okay with that because I like taking care of other people, and I'm fine with that. There's so many people that wouldn't have voted for Bernie. You guys can, you can look back, hindsight's 2020, and be like, no, like Bernie would have beat Trump. No, he wouldn't have. No. Because there were so many people even back then that claimed that Bernie's all of the things that he believes were just like gonna bankrupt the country, and it's all pipe dreams. And it's like, it's easy to say now that you think he would have won, but the reality is that there were a bunch of fucking people around you at that time that were on the left that didn't believe in Bernie. That's why I think right now there should be 4 parties. I think there should be 4 parties. Tell me if you guys agree with this or not. Because I solidly believe now there are 2 parties in the... actually, there's 3 parties really on the right. There's libertarians, there's conservatives, and there's MAGA cult members. But leave the libertarians off to the side because poor Chase Oliver, he tried. I think that it should be MAGA or the party of Trump. You can just call it Trump Party, Trumpikins, whatever you want. Trumplikins, I guess is what it is. And then Republicans, because the conservatives, that are like traditional conservatives, are still upset with Trump, even if he's now their daddy. And then on the left, I think that there should be a carving off. I think that there should be establishment Democrats, and I think that there should be progressives. And I think that all 4 people should have to put forth a candidate. All 4 people should be mandated time on debate stages. I think that all 4 people, it should be mandated that they get on every single ballot in every single state. And then we get to see. If you put Bernie out there, does he beat Hillary Clinton? Does he beat Donald Trump? Does he beat Ron DeSantis? Like, imagine that. 2028, you have 4 parties. You have, and let's just not even talk about the third party candidates. The 4 parties. Let's say you put forth, let's say Bernie's still alive, he's still kicking, he's still doing great. So you put forth Bernie. Kamala wants another run at it. So let's say Bernie, Kamala, Ron DeSantis, and RFK Jr. Like, you can imagine that that's a pretty good split of votes. Like, you can imagine that there's a pretty good chance that no one's getting 40, 50% of that vote. There's probably going to be somebody that gets like 35, 40%, and then you're going to have like a 30, 30, 15 or something like that. Like, that's, in my opinion, the best way to solve our problem right now. I think you forget to focus on Occupy Wall Street, the momentum burn. I still don't think so, Redunk. I think that me and you, I remember Occupy Wall Street, but that was all young people. Young people don't vote, dog. They don't. Well, can't get you off fucking Call of Duty to go down to the polls. I guarantee you, when we look at the statistics that come out over the next few years, as far as like exiting polls and shit, or over the next few days even, exiting polls, you're going to see that a large majority of extremist progressives that were upset about Israel-Hamas did not vote, and that a ton of people that were young people that told everybody they were going to vote, made fucking TikToks about voting, didn't vote. A lot of these, women that are saying, "Oh, we got to get out and vote," like they betrayed their own people. Was it Reverend Potty Mouth said the other night? Fucking white women. Sorry, white women. I love all of you guys. But it's true. It's like you've got these like super submissive, women that, they live in these like, conservative households where they won't vote for their own rights, man. Like, I don't know what to say. If people just focused on policy, Bernie would win. Oh, yeah. For that, we would need to get all corporate money out of politics. Until then, we will always be under the thumb of the donor class. Yes, Jane, I am with you. Jane, you seem like a progressive person that I could probably get along with pretty well. I believe that, I think taxpayers should fund donor ads. I think that anytime, debates and stuff like that, I think that should be all tax funded. I mean, stop funding, the military so fucking much. That's something I think almost everybody can get on board now. All of a sudden, the right wing has decided that they're not super military people and they want to get out of wars. Okay, fine. Let's stop funding the military so much, and let's put that money into paying for taxpayer debates, taxpayer candidate ran ads. So that way everybody gets the same amount of time. Everybody gets the same right to be on stage. And we don't have to worry about fucking ultra billionaire companies interfering in our elections and lobbying through the Chamber of Commerce and through Citizens United. You're not nearly as involved as you were now, but you also have cell phones now. Yeah. Did you vote for Ron Paul? Oh, did somebody put a bet in? Okay, I have to say, I got to make sure I say this is not financial advice when I say I would bet on Kamala. Yeah, Bucket. Thank you, Bucket. Too many people decided to virtue signal. How many people on the left, like I said, some of this shit's going to hurt your feelings. How many people on the left said to themselves, I'm mad at Joe Biden and his policies in Israel, therefore I'm not going to vote? And let's break that down a little bit further. What you mean by, or what you might not mean, but what you are saying by saying that, is that you are not going to vote for the right of women within America because you are mad about Joe Biden and what he did. That is literally cutting off your nose to spite your face. I am all for helping people outside of this country. I will get in trouble with lots of people. That, you fucking want to spend my tax money on that bullshit? Yeah, I do. And I openly and honestly say it. Don't fucking care. I'm not going to hide anything. Not going to use any fancy words. I don't give a shit. Yes, your taxes get to go to Ukraine. Yes, I agree with that. I actually do. But at the end of the day, I still care about the people that live in this country. I still care about my family members, the rights of my wife and my daughter. And I'm not going to cut my own nose off to spite my face because Joe Biden decided to do something in fucking Israel that I disagree with. So I'm going to I'm not going to vote. And I'm instead going to put a person in office who's going to do even worse things to those Palestinians. Well, I guess if you're an extreme progressive and you didn't vote because you are mad, it'll be over quicker, just so you guys know. It's going to be over a lot quicker. Donald Trump's going to make sure that shit happens a lot faster. So, good job, guys. You're fucking killing it. This is what I'm saying. Sometimes this shit hurts. But somebody needs to fucking parent some of these people and stand up and tell them, Look what the fuck you did. You did this. You did this. Like, that's like, truth fucking hurts, man. Let's watch this, because I want to watch something that's funny. Because I'm up here just, like, yelling at people instead. Yeah, nobody wants the USA to be world police, but we don't need to have isolationism either. Exactly, Ozzy. Exactly. Yeah, see, I don't agree with that, Jane. I don't agree with that. I don't agree at all with that, but that's fine. We don't have to agree on everything. I think saying, like, you're going to vote for Jill Stein. I hate Jill Stein. I hate Jill Stein. Jill Stein fucking ruined it for Hillary and probably helped. Well, she didn't actually ruin it for Kamala. There's other things that I'm not going to blame Jill Stein for this one. I'm not gonna blame her for this one. Like I said, I speak
Trump
honestly.
prophet.
Sometimes you guys ain't gonna like the shit I say.
Stuff, man. He laid down some prophecies about.
Oh, I forgot to tell you guys what this video is
Hurricane
about.
Milton,
So this video is Robin Bullock, and he thinks that science powered hurricanes with sacrifice. So I thought this was gonna be amazing, and this is the kind of thing I need as a cleanser. This is
Robin Bullock on the right. He's like a Trump prophet. He says just the wildest stuff.
Trump
man.
prophet.
He laid down some prophecies
God damn it.
about.
It looks like a Triple H.
Hurricane Milton. Like, it's already long past, but he wanted to tell us some secrets that we didn't know about it. So let's listen to these religiously revealed secrets. By the way, there's a major lag in between his voice and his video, so just
he doesn't have a good camera setup. Come on, dog. Even
and
I
he
got a
seeks
better
to
camera
wear
setup.
you down until you say, well, I don't care. I don't care. Let me tell you where the
I'm gonna be honest. I didn't think that was gonna be the voice that came out of that guy. That is not the voice that I expected to come out of that dude.
solution is. Here's the solution. I'm just going to speak to you as a prophet.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't know you wanted me to tell that. You stopped me a couple times. You want me to say that?
You catching what he's doing right now?
Oh,
he's
talking
pretending to
God.
have received a message from
Oh.
God live
What?
on air. And I guess God needs him to audibly talk back to him. Or God won't be able to hear it, right?
Damn it! That's a good grift right there. I told you guys, if I was just like a terrible human being, imagine if I was a terrible human being. I could actually make money on YouTube. What a grift that is. How many dipshits are out there like, look, he paused. That's because he's getting God's message. What the fuck?
That's why Robin was
Oh,
talking
my
with his
God.
voice. Oh my God, dude, this is so stupid.
Is. Here's the solution. I'm just going to speak to you as a prophet.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't know you wanted me to tell that. You
It's so embarrassing.
stopped me a couple times. You want me to say that? We are right here. Let's just say right here where I'm sitting, right here beside my head, picture a thin veil like.
Yeah, it'd
It's
have to be a
very
Trump
thin,
person.
and
Yeah.
you can see through it, but you don't know it's there.
Okay, so God is giving him this message directly to give to us.
Oh my God.
So we shouldn't hear any kind of
no pun
mistakes or any
intended.
hiccups or confusion. It should make complete sense, right? And by the way, why would God do this? Why doesn't God just talk to us directly in our heads? Don't we all have a connection to him or whatever? Why did he get this poor fool on this?
Yeah, like God's like, I wanted to talk to you, but I chose not to talk to you. I chose to talk to him so he could talk to you. Dope. Hold on. Help me out with this. Why does there have to be one prophet? I never thought about this before. Why does it have to be an individual? If God wanted his message out, why wouldn't he just like tell everybody at the same time? Does God have like bad internet? Does he have like really like it funnels? You know what I'm saying? Like it bottlenecks. Like if he tries to send out too many messages at one time, like it lags. like this guy's voice is right now. Why wouldn't God be able to like just tell everybody at the same time what's up? Shouldn't we like just all kind of get that shit and be like, oh, so that way we know too? Because wouldn't that make it easier too? Because then you wouldn't like be confused at somebody, you wouldn't doubt that person, right? Like you'd be like somebody would be like, yo, did you get the instructions? We're all supposed to head down to Taco Bell to meet up. You're like, yeah, no, I got it. I was fucking like, you know, I was busy, but like fucking I'm done. I just dropped what I was doing. I'm heading there now. Like, why wouldn't he do that? Why would it have to be just one person? Why does that one person get, and why is it Robin Bullock? And why is he on YouTube now doing it? Why isn't he like going out in the street and doing it? Does like God care that he's not doing it like old school fashion? And does God like also, here's a really good one. Does God like update the things he does? Like, does he change? Like, does he get better with the times? Like, these are all important questions. And if I die and there is a God, I promise you guys right here on stream, right here, I promise you guys right now, if there is a God and I die and I go up there, I will ask him this question, or them, them question, this question. Yeah, that's what's going to happen. Cause I don't know. Why would God be a gender? Oh, we're going to ask a lot of questions. I've had a yerba mate. I have so many questions. Doc and Polk says, thanks everybody for making me feel welcome. I'm a childless cat lady who needed to be around like-minded people today. Can I be an atheist and still hang with y'all? Oh, Doc, and I am a secular humanist. Or I think I am. I've only done a little bit of looking there. I thought about, that's one of the names I was thinking about changing the channel to. Secular Ginger. Ginger Humanist. I don't know. I'm still working on it. I'm still spitballing, guys. If you guys got names that you want me to possibly change the channel to, spit them out there. I want to see them. But I'm a secular humanist, so like that's pretty close to being an atheist. I don't. It's like more along the lines of that. Like I could believe there was a God if somebody like could prove it to me. Like the idea of naturalism, that like I believe the things that people have proven to me. So you have to like, if you can give me like physical evidence that there's a God, I'd like change my mind. But for now, that doesn't exist. So you know, I'm wait. No. Oh, he said he's here. Did that work on you guys? God said you guys should all super chat like $37 like right now. It's a really specific number. I don't know why. Oh, he said 37 is a really good number. That's why.
Tiny little Facebook page or whatever to deliver this message.
I don't know it's there. It's real thin. There is a serpent. The spirit of the serpent is
and you
right
don't find
there.
out to the end.
and you can't see him, but he's right there. The veil is that thin and it's that close.
Okay, so there's a thin veil.
What
Got
if
it.
God is a
Thank
ginger?
You
That's
made
a
that
good
clear over
question,
the past
too.
like 45 seconds.
What if the whole time you guys have been making fun of us for being soulless, and the reality is that the reason we don't have souls is because we have God? What about that? What if that's like I said, first of all, for anybody that is religious, I'm not making fun of your religion. I'm just asking questions. Okay, that's what humanists do. Okay, I'm just saying, what if God, if you get up there, and they are a ginger? I'm not saying he, she, maybe they're gender neutral. Who knows? You know, I'm just saying, what if they got a big red mop? Ginger Anunnaki. Dude, we could go so far with this. We could go so far with this. Redonk. Get in my DMs. I think I have an idea. I'm just saying, like, maybe you guys don't understand that the reason that we don't have souls is because we're all a little, gingers are all a little piece of God. What if that's true? You guys can't prove it's not, first of all. Okay, you can't prove the negative. Okay, fucking good luck with that.
And you can't see him, but he's right there. The veil is that thin and it's that close.
That kind of sounds creepy. That he's like always like right over my shoulder. Is he there when I'm jerking off? Because that would be weird. I'll be honest with you. Like I get like gun shy. I'll be honest with you. It's hard to be full mass with a dude watching. I mean, that's just probably, you know, it's just a thing for me. For some guys, it's okay. Mostly Republicans. For me, it's a little bit tougher. I could probably do it if I had to, you know, gun to my head. But I would like it if God wasn't watching.
Okay, so
But
there's
you
a thin
never
bill.
know.
Got it. Thank you.
Say
You
howdy,
made that
Catherine.
clear over the past, 45 seconds.
And he's waiting to get in. He's just waiting on the opportunity. This is the fulfillment of all the ages. Either we push it over the top.
Welcome anybody new to the Angry Ginger channel, where we talk about jerking off in front of God. I had to preface this with that because I'm about to say something else that's really bad. Plug your ears if you don't want to hear this. Because Ozzy just said, where did you say it, Ozzy? I got to go back up. I'm a ginger too, studied Protestant theology. So a lot of times I have people that come into my chat and they'll go, "You're not a ginger. You're a liar. You're not even a ginger." And I used to have really, really red hair, my beard and my hair. And then my hair kind of, as I got older, turned brown. So my hair on my head didn't stay red, but I had like fire engine red hair when I was a kid. You know, my beard stayed red, but now it's turning white. So every time I have somebody that comes into my chat and they're like, "You're not a ginger, you liar," I always offer to send them a picture of my balls for verification because it's still red. It's still really, really red. Sorry, too much information.
Or the Antichrist comes in early.
We push it over the top.
Hold on.
Is he
go
saying
back. I got off
we
topic.
Go out and vote a bunch? Because this is pre-election.
Ooh.
Waiting on the opportunity. This is the fulfillment of all the ages. Either
Sorry,
we
Cajun.
push it over the top, or the
That's a good pun, though.
Antichrist comes in early.
We push it over the top. Is he saying we go out and vote a bunch? Because this is pre-election. Hey, no, oh. Miki, get down. Cat's standing on my soundboard.
Childless
Hang on.
cat man.
God, trying to play music for you guys over here. Try that again. So is he saying that they have to vote Trump in, but they have to push it over the top? They have to get a whole bunch of people out to overwhelm? I don't understand.
Eddard
If there's
Stark's
cheating,
amazing,
then
bro.
why would that matter? You know, there are actual cases of election cheating in other countries. A lot.
Wait a minute. If God interferes in the election, is that election interference? Once again, very important. I hope you guys are writing these down because I'm not going to remember these tomorrow, but these are all important questions. That seems like something that we should address in the Constitution. It should be amended. God is not allowed to interfere in our elections. Russians, Chinese people, yes. God, no.
Like in Russia? Or
Only if you
a
can
better
prove it.
example is Belarus. Lukashenko, the dictator there.
Hold on. Read on, but we don't have to. Literally, Republicans are like, God wanted this to happen. You don't have to prove it because they openly admit that God interferes in our elections.
Always gets about
No, I'm proving it right
70%
now.
of the vote, give or
Prove
take.
me wrong.
Always the exact same
Don't forget AIPAC.
range.
Yep. Don't forget
because
AIPAC.
they don't want to make it blatantly obvious that it's a dictatorship. They want to make it seem like it has a veneer of democracy, thus implying, I suppose, that democracy is a good thing or that the people would want it. I don't know. Anyway, it has a veneer of democracy, but they slowly replace every member of Congress with members of the far right.
Oh,
they
God.
keep doing
Oh,
ballot
God.
box stuffing and all
He's
of these
giving me
other
anxiety right
things
now.
that Donald Trump has claimed. The reason that he's made these claims about these things, about early voting and all that, is because dictatorships really do use those things to manipulate elections.
That's what I'm
They
saying.
have for ever, since the early days of democracy. Anyway, if a dictator wants to mess with the elections, they'll mess with the elections. It doesn't matter how many people come out and vote.
Yep, Cajun, it
Lukashenko
is.
is still going to get 70%. He's going to keep his people in Congress. That's just how
Yes,
it's going to
Jane.
work.
Yes.
So I don't know what
Yes,
he's
indeed.
thinking by saying this. It doesn't make any sense.
The Antichrist comes
It
in
never
early.
makes sense, James.
It's one of the two. And so people say, well, this is not encouraging. It is if you're fighting. You've got to stand in the Spirit. Do you know the power that you and I have in the Spirit? Now, if you think that this is not a spiritual occultic war, we see the top echelons of the spirit world working with top officials.
What does he mean when he says occultic exactly? Terrible time to start chewing. Sorry, guys. Chewing a Tootsie Roll. I got a whole bunch of
it's
them
gonna
here.
take a
My
minute.
wife's mom sent a gigantic box of candy, and we've been burning through it, but she doesn't
burning
eat chocolate
through it.
because she's allergic, so there are like a billion Tootsie Rolls at the bottom that I'm eating. Anyway,
This is
I was
great.
dealing with this question when I was writing my book. Was Hitler an atheist? Like, what does a cult mean? I wanted to know if he really was an atheist, as Christians claim, or if he was a Christian like atheists claim. And the answers are in here. It's on Amazon and Audible and everywhere else.
Okay.
OwenMorgan.com to find it if you want
Nice.
it.
I didn't know he had a book.
As it turns out, Hitler was not involved in the occult.
Yeah,
at all.
Tucker's
That's
definitely
just a
smoking some
fabrication.
good
He was
shit,
not.
dude.
Aside from that, what does a cult mean? In
Can we talk about the weird catalyst of Joe Rogan just for a second, guys? Because something that Redonk just brought up, Tucker smoking the same shit as that guy. Do you think that Joe Rogan just like gave all those people drugs, like a lot of drugs? Now I know Tucker was doing drugs earlier, okay? And also Tucker was saying crazy shit for a long time. But it feels like all the people that went on Joe Rogan's podcast that smoked and drank with him ended up going nuts later. Like going absolutely batshit crazy. I think that there should be an investigation done into whether or not Joe Rogan has been giving mind control drugs to his guests. It's just like, I mean, that's allegedly. Allegedly.
in Nazi Germany era, pagan meant basically non-Christian. It was pretty much people that believed in the old Germanic gods, the old Norse gods actually, like Thor and Odin and Loki and stuff. It was people
Why
that
not
believed in
Diddy
that
did?
stuff. Those are pagans. What is a cult? Is it people that believe in magic? I have no idea I'm sorry, let me rephrase. I have no idea what Robin Bullock is talking about specifically when he says a cult. What does he mean by that exactly?
He's talking about
Does he
MAGA.
mean in his mind that like witches and warlocks are running around using their magic to curse people and like
Working with top officials. The WE.
Let's just be honest. It would be so much more fun than this life if that was true. I mean, it kind of wouldn't be. Being like cursed by people would probably fucking suck. And I would get cursed a lot. Imagine if all the people that watched my show that hate me were able to curse me. That shit would be never ending. I'd never have a good moment. I'm just saying, life would be a little more exciting if people could like cast fireball or like lightning bolt or like, you know, go invisible. Like one of the things that I really dislike about all of these people that like talk about this shit is that like none of it actually happens. Like I really get worked up because they all like talk about like how like all of this stuff is going on with aliens and like people are like voodoo and witchcraft, and then I go outside and it's just like normal. It's really disappointing when I just get up every day and drive to my 9 to 5 job and I just manage people. You know how much easier it'd be in management if I could threaten them with fireballs or curses? If I could threaten them with fireballs or curses, like people would work a lot harder. It's just really disappointing. I just want to say that.
EF. We watched as a shaman witch was
Oh my god. Okay, I'm sorry. The WEF. Walking into this conspiracy theory, let me just give you a little bit of background. The World Economic Forum
Yes.
is a non-government organization
Oh, this is
registered
one of my
with the
favorites.
United Nations. It's run by, I think, a guy named Klaus Schwab. He's a German
Yep.
guy. And
A bunch of people, when I first started doing this show, I would like say things like about economics or about the global stuff, and people would be like, "Oh, obviously this guy's a Klaus Schwab guy," and I'm like, you know, you guys, most of the time when you guys accuse me of like watching people or like reading their stuff, like I have never seen these people. Like I'm not nearly as invested in that as you are, and generally. Like I could kind of tell you who Klaus Schwab is, like just like that he's a person that's at the World Economic Forum, but I really couldn't tell you anything about Klaus Schwab. I know that like I guess at one point he was part of the Agenda 21 thing that all the fucking Trump supporters are super scared of, which is really just the idea that because of climate change, resources are going to become more scarce, and people are going to be moving closer and closer to big cities because when natural disasters happen, there's going to be like more emergency response units and stuff to be able to help people. Like I read into all that stuff, and I was like, you guys are scared of your own fucking shadow, dog.
The purpose of this NGO is to identify problems in the world. Say there's a polio outbreak in Sudan or in the Congo or something. The leader of the WEF then goes to really, really rich people internationally, including Chinese billionaires, Bill Gates and George Soros and any other billionaires, goes to them and says, if we had $50 million, we could stop this polio outbreak in the Congo. That way we can get the vaccine.
You know the best part about all this is that like all of these people think both at the same time. They think that all of these rich people want to murder you, but also at the same time they all want to enslave you. And I'm not a slaver, nor have I attended Slaver 101 courses, but it seems like if you were trying to enslave the populace to use their labor, murdering them would be bad, right? Maybe you guys can help me out. Maybe you guys know something about that. This is why I can't deal with conspiracy theorists, because, and this is also why I'm really bad at this political thing, is because I'm like, none of this makes sense. And the person across from me is like, but you don't understand. And I'm like, no, I think I understand it better than you do. You are so fucking out in left field right now that I'm like, did you read the thing you told me to read?
Vaccines made, and we can set up a distribution network and take out this epidemic. And it works. And, these billionaires feel good about themselves because they bettered society a little bit at least. That's what the WEF does. It organizes large efforts to correct worldwide problems. They also address like food insecurity, stuff like that. They were targeted.
Terrible people. Those goddamn Satanists out there addressing issues like food insecurity.
After COVID started, because they said, locking down the way that we are is kind of changing the way that the world's economies function, and this is our opportunity to reset our economies to be more beneficial to the working poor or the working class.
Yes.
And seemingly out of nowhere, just like overnight almost, I don't know where it came from, but all of a sudden this organization that deals directly with billionaires and who said that they want to help the poor, suddenly there's a conspiracy theory
I don't remember
about
that,
them
that was before
trying
I had,
to control the world or some other crazy thing like that. Anyway, that's the World Economic.
Do you remember Tom and, I guess they're not alive, so I'm not doxing them. Do you remember Tom and Sandy Redonk? I used to go to their house with my dad. When I'd come up to see my dad, I would go to Tom and Sandy's house, and I would play Wolfenstein, while I'm sure at this point, like I realize now, they were just like sending me off into the room to play video games because they were probably just getting absolutely smashed in the living room. But that's where I played Wolfenstein. I played Wolfenstein and what was the monkey game? Monkey Island and Wolfenstein. If it was at that house when I moved in. I'm not sure.
Forum. They oftentimes honor rich people that have worked with them. They call up Elon Musk, who I think was asked to show up to one of their conferences, but I don't think he showed. Anyway, they call him up, or they give him an award or an honor or whatever.
Dude, I loved Monkey Island.
Being rich. I don't have any clue. Anyway, that's what the WEF is.
Dude, Owen's got to be a pretty interesting guy to talk to because he knows so much about all this cult shit. Who was it the other day I was talking to? And I was like, man, we should have a conversation because they love cult stuff. Fuck, I can't remember. This is probably where we're going, guys. I'm just going to be honest with you. This channel is probably going to be looking at a lot of cult stuff in the future. Because cults are they're super interesting to me. And we're living with one right now, right? We have one that just won an election. So I feel like it could be pertinent to where we go from here. Is we're gonna We're gonna start becoming cult investigators, guys, and we're gonna start figuring this shit out. That way we can save America. All right, guys. That's our purpose. A cult or cult? Cult, not a cult. Cult.
It's part of the Great Reset conspiracy theory. Let's keep listening.
What's happening,
here.
Robert?
Working with top officials. The WEF.
What's happening, Talia? I hope everybody's doing okay.
As a shaman,
I'm here for you guys if you need me.
Was brought on the stage of the WEF and coughing
Yeah, we'll do some theology
and spitting
too, for
on them.
sure.
Okay, I looked into this.
I like theology
this
too.
Shaman witch to which he's referring was just an indigenous person that was showing up to give like a talk on issues that you know.
Fucking budget Game of Thrones guy here saw a black person. It was like the first black person he's seen in his life, and he was like, "Oh shit, that's a shaman."
Indigenous people deal with. That's
Ooh,
the shaman witch.
Mormonism.
I guess if
Yeah,
you're
we can
not
talk about fundamentalist,
a red, white,
Mormonism.
and blue-blooded American, then you're a shaman witch.
Talia, that's what I'm here for. And let me tell you, Talia, we're gonna be okay. We're gonna get through it. We're gonna get stronger, and we're gonna keep fighting, and we're gonna take this shit back.
What a colossal scumbag, dude.
That's really something to do in a world of COVID, isn't it? They're the very ones that push the mask and push all this, and yet they're letting some shaman witch spit on them.
What, she coughs during her thing and suddenly you're accusing people? What is he even accusing people of?
Dude, we all had that moment during COVID. Okay, maybe you guys didn't, but like where you don't have your mask on because you're like doing something by yourself, and then like somebody like, you know, comes up and you're like, oh, you don't know them, and they start talking to you and they pull down their mask and they're like spitting, and you're like, oh, bro, no. 6 feet, motherfucker. I do not want that shit. Oh, God.
Love, I don't understand.
Breathe on them. Think about that just a minute. And they're leaning.
Redonk, you thought about moving to Utah? You could have voted for that person that we saw last night. Fucking, what was it? Forever Love, Make America Rave Again, or whatever.
Into her face. No mask.
You would always say it's smokers.
And this is supposed to be in the world where disease is rampant.
Ooh, I am in a cult.
So does he not think that
podcast.
disease is rampant in this
Nice.
world?
But they're
The other, it's like called conspirituality. A friend of mine was in talks with a conspirituality person because his wife had joined QAnon. So he was talking to the conspirituality podcast people. That was kind of cool. Like, I was like, I wonder if I could get, like, if he could help me get them on. He like offered to help me out with it, but at that time, I don't think I was even like, I think I might have had like 20 subscribers or something like that at the time. So maybe we'll try to get him on at one point.
letting this happen. Then you see CERN doing what it's doing.
Jeep.
Oh my God, another conspiracy. The particle accelerator, CERN, when they set things up, they detected the Higgs boson famously. They were gifted a bunch of things from different countries around the world. One of the countries...
No, that's one of my favorite. That's one of my favorite conspiracy theories. Is that the Higgs boson, when it was found, is why we're in this timeline now. So you can blame Brian Cox, the physicist, and all the physicists at CERN that were crashing molecules together or whatever together. I'm not smart enough to know. Atoms, something like that. Photons. We're gonna have to do some science streams. I need to get better at like certain topics, and you guys are gonna have to just sit here while I fucking learn about them. Sorry, not sorry. But there's a conspiracy theory that CERN, when they found the Higgs boson, that took us into an alternate timeline, and that's why everything's so crazy right now. And I am going to be honest with you, I have sat and thought about that for a little while, and I'm like, fucking seems legit. I think it might be true. It could be real.
countries that gifted them stuff was India. They gave them a statue of Shiva, one of the gods
they all are,
of
aren't they,
Hinduism,
Ozzy?
Shiva. And people believe that that's pagan, and that now we know that they're trying to create a black hole to suck the...
Wait, Shiva is pagan? That's not true, right? Like there's still people in India that worship like Shiva and stuff like that, right? Like, it's weird to be here in America and not completely understand other cultures. Like, I'm thinking of so many different streams now that we're going to be doing. Like, this is not going to just be politics all the time anymore. We'll like I said, we'll keep up with politics. We will continue to keep up with politics, but we're going to veer off into some weird subjects here at one point, guys. But do they still celebrate, or do they still worship Shiva and stuff in India? If anybody knows. Yeah,
World,
Shiva.
man.
Shiva's not worship.
Hitting
Shiva's
every
feared.
conspiracy theory here. Wow,
Perks.
dude.
Then you see the Gothard Tunnel dedicated with the ceremony of Pan
Yeah, I
right
hate
before
this
the
timeline too,
pandemic
Catherine.
happened.
It's
I
the
know that
dumbest
one.
timeline.
Then you see all of this stuff happening. Well, now this is not anything new. It keeps going. We get to Paris. Paris starts the Olympics.
Oh no.
Oh, no.
And you see
I had
the
same
white horse
reaction.
of the apocalypse riding across the ocean
Oh, okay, Jane.
with the
Thank you for the
flowing garment
explanation.
behind them. They get there. And when they get there, the first thing they do is blaspheme the Last
That's a
Supper.
cool. That's
Oh
a
my
good
God,
point,
dude. It doesn't stop. I want to hit each of these conspiracies just in case somebody wasn't paying attention at the time or didn't hear about this. But when the Olympics started, I think Paris put on some kind of a show.
That was a moment in our time where it just became so super apparent that Americans have no fucking idea what's going on around the world. I mean, I just did it, right? Like, I'm like, I don't know anything about Shiva, but I'm to be honest with you, I am a stereotypical American as far as like where I've traveled and stuff like that, and like my world knowledge, and that's why I see it as a flaw. So I want to get better at it. But nothing spoke more to how uneducated we are as Americans when fucking Paris did the opening to the Olympics, and every American's like, oh shit, that's fuck transgender Satanism. Oh my God, they're trying to groom our children. That's what's happening. Oh my God. Brenda, get in here. They're grooming the children. And like French people were like, what? They're Satanists. They had a woman with her head in her hands in the window while there were people playing heavy metal outside. And it was like, yeah, do you guys know about Marie Antoinette? Marie who? You're grooming our children. Like, we can't experience other people's cultures. Americans, when they experience other people's cultures, I mean, I'm speaking of our lowest common denominator now, guys, not us, okay? I like to experience other people's cultures. The lowest common denominator, a Trump supporter, they can't experience other people's cultures. They fucking get weirded out. They'd like anything that they don't understand is just like they leap immediately to grooming the children. That is their like it branches off always. Fucking, it's crazy. They're crazy.
It was like the Greek gods, it was the Greek gods all together and they were singing and stuff. They were dressed like
TSG.
Greek gods.
Recently, and for no reason at all, I asked Mint Mobile's legal team if big wireless companies are
Stop
allowed
it, Ryan
to...
Reynolds.
He's gonna like hit this pretty hard, so let me just show a picture. Is Dionysus. Yeah. He's supposed to look like Dionysus. Here you go. Dionysus, right there. This is the kind of picture or the scene that he...
You know what it is? Let's just be honest. Let's just talk honestly for a second, guys, because that's what we do this whole time. Trump supporters see this guy, and we see all that flesh and all that glitter, and let's just be honest. They start to experience something down in the groin area. They get a little half chub going on, a little half chubbaroonie, and they start to experience feelings. And they don't know what to say. They don't know what to think. They don't know what to do. So to cover up the fact that their pants are starting to create a little tint, a little teepee, they start yelling. They start screaming because they're like, my wife can't see this right now. No, I'm not gay. You're gay. Let's just be honest. That's got to be what it is, because like I see something like this and I'm like, dude, looks like a Smurf. And why do they decorate him with like Dollar Tree decorations? Didn't they have a bigger budget than that? Like, that's the type of thing that I think. When I see stuff like this, like, I don't go straight to gay people are grooming my children. Like, it's a very weird mentality to always live in.
He's referring to here.
Right?
And he
We're
says
getting
that this is making fun of the Last Supper. Bro, no. There are other people on
because
this
he's a
planet
ginger?
other than you. Are you aware of that, Robin? Are you aware that other
is that
people have
healthy?
other beliefs and experiences in their lives other than your experiences? Is this the first time anybody has ever said that to him? So there's a claim that the Paris Olympics were like mocking God, making fun of the Last Supper and all kinds of stuff and blaspheming and blah, 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 you know.
With a table full of transgenders and some blue guy with a diaper laying in the middle of the table.
Dude, somebody has to. I need to create a soundboard, guys. I need to create a soundboard because I need that what he just said right there as a soundboard clip right there.
Yeah.
With a table full of transgenders and
with a table of transgenders. God damn it. Oh, this is like a transgender buffet. Never know what you're going to get. Everyone's a surprise.
and some blue guy with a diaper laying
Oh
in the
my
middle
God.
of the table. And they're sinning in every indulgence they can.
Oh my God, dude. They are Greek gods, okay?
Portraying Jesus and his disciples. We see it open with that. France.
He hurts. Plug your music
see,
all day long, my friend.
We see
you can play whatever you want.
transgenders going into competition in the Olympics.
Here's another one. No, that didn't happen. There were no trans people in the Olympics at any point. There were no trans people there. He's claiming.
Dude, still one of like the most messed up things about the Olympics because I watched the women's rugby and there's a girl and like this is the problem with Republicans, Trump supporters, whatever you want to call them nowadays. So just call them Trump supporters. They're not Republicans anymore. The Republican Party is dead and gone. Trump supporters. This is the problem with Trump supporters. Like, if a woman isn't, like, fucking 5'2" and, like, 110, they're like, she might be a man. What? So there's this girl who plays rugby for the American team, and she's burly. She's burly. My wife said I'm not allowed to say that women are burly, but she's burly. I don't give a fuck. She's tough as fuck. I'll tell you this right now. If that woman picked up a fucking rugby ball and ran towards me, I would buckle. I would just, like a fucking, a staff of wheat. What do you call it? A stiff of wheat? A stalk of wheat? A stalk of wheat in a strong wind, okay? Or I'd just go down. All right? And then she just hopped the fuck over me and score. I think that's how they play rugby. I don't know if that's how they play rugby. But I can tell you this. She's fucking dope. And I watched that whole Olympics with her. And I was like cheering for her. I think they got third place, right? I think they got bronze. And I was like fucking just like out of my mind. I was like, all I see is all these MAGA morons that are like, it's a man. It's a man. Dude, like, that's, like, you can't tell me. And I'm like, that's a human being? Did you know that? Did you know that girl probably grew up with people like you bullying her and saying that she's too strong, too muscly? Like, it's insane. Like, the amount of, like, cognitive dissonance these people have. It's fucking, like, out of this world.
Claiming that there was a trans woman
like the stick
in women's
ginger
boxing. She's cis. She's not trans. She was never trans. She's cis. But somebody says, I got punched really hard by her. And Robin Bullock is like, well, we all know that women can't punch hard. So she must be a man through the transitive property or whatever.
Yeah, these guys have never met my sisters. My sisters had, like, trucks. All right. Like, it's so crazy that, especially because some of these people are UFC people, I wonder if they think Amanda Nunes is a man. I legit would not be surprised if these dipshits would say something along the lines of that they think Amanda Nunes is a man. Like, Amanda Nunes 100% could knock a motherfucker out. Like, she is gnarly. She's got hands. Once again, I think my wife has told me before I'm not allowed to say that women are gnarly. But I'm going to anyways. Fucking, because she is, okay? Goddamn savage. Amanda Nunes, I wish Amanda Nunes was still fighting. She was such a badass.
Then
Yeah,
we
I love
see
strong women. Me too.
the
Dude, exactly. Put Ted Cruz in the ring with Amanda Nunes. I will 1,000% put every bit of my life savings, like my 401k, my bank account, my house. I will put everything on Amanda Nunes knocking Ted Cruz the fuck out. Dude, not even a chance.
The closing ceremony where the piano's turned upside down.
I don't know this one.
And they begin to play the hymn of Apollo.
Yeah.
And while they're playing this hymn of Apollo,
He's
Of course, using the
running.
word
He's gonna talk about
hymn
the horse running
because
across
he
the
wants
water.
to make it seem like it's some religious worship or something.
this golden creature comes down and meets the guy on the white horse.
Yeah,
and
I told
lets
you.
these
I got
hordes
it.
loose that raise a portal out of hell and hang it up in the
Dude, these people are freaks.
Olympic
Raise a portal out of hell.
rings. And the scripture said, in the Greek, his name is Apollo. And that
Once again, do you guys realize how much more interesting life would be if people could, like, you know, open portals to hell? I mean, I'm not going to say it'd be fun, but it'd be a lot more interesting. It'd be fucking way more exciting. Like, imagine you like wake up, it's like fucking 8:30, put on your pants, take a shower, jump in your car, just having a regular Tuesday, just having a good day. You're like, I gotta fucking go to work. God, I hate going to work. Just get in your car, you flip on the fucking radio, trying to find a station that's still playing music that doesn't have just all commercials or some dumbass podcast dude talking all the time. You're just driving to work, and then somebody just opens a portal to hell, like down the fucking on the sidewalk. Like, that would make life way more exciting. Like, this is what pisses me off about all these people, is that they're so full of shit. Like, I have gone my whole life without ever seeing a portal to hell being opened. Is it just me? Have you guys seen portals to hell being opened? Am I missing? Is it because I'm a ginger? It's because I'm a ginger, right? They don't open portals to hell near gingers because they're afraid we'll jump in that bitch. Ooh, what's going on down here?
that was a Grecian games called
Chaos
the Olympics
sorcerers.
Wait, did he just say the Bible said that?
that raise a portal out of hell and hang it up in the Olympic rings. And the scripture said, in the Greek, his name is Apollo.
Ah, is a closed
Okay.
portal to hell? Well,
Now,
that's
hang on a
fucking
second.
disappointing.
Does the Bible talk about the Olympics? Huh. Check that out. No, it doesn't, apparently. No, the Bible does not directly mention the Olympic Games. However, the Bible does use sports imagery to describe the Christian life, and some say that the Bible's parallels between sports and faith can be applied to the Olympics. Okay. So,
Yeah.
no,
Oh,
it
yeah,
does
we've
not
got
mention
lots
the
of
Olympics.
Say
No.
g'day to a warm
No.
Australian
No,
welcome.
you can't make me. You can't
With
make
friendly
me.
faces.
He's just like making this up, is the point.
Hang it up in the Olympic rings. And the scripture said,
Roger Stone
in the
literally
Greek,
thought there
his
was a
name is
demonic portal
Apollo.
above the Biden White
And
House.
that was a
No
Grecian
shit.
games called the Olympics.
Oh,
Then on top of all of that, then you start seeing this hurricane form
Oh,
that
here we go.
everybody says
Okay, here
is
we go.
man-made.
here we go.
They start talking about being man-made.
Does everybody say
It's
that,
more
though?
man-made than they realize.
Yeah,
Who
we are
is
in
talking
the
about it
Idiocracy
being
timeline,
man-made
Perry.
other than Robin Bullock? He says, everybody knows it. Everybody knows this.
It's Robin Bullock and Marjorie Taylor Greene. Those are the two people that are talking about hurricanes being made by. Even like the crazy people on the right are like, bro, stop saying that shit. You're gonna get us in trouble. even like the nutty people like Laura Loomer are like, you know, like maybe not the hurricanes are man-made. Like definitely like other crazy shit like Biden's dead. But yeah, like the hurricane thing is kind of weird. MTG. It's only Robin and MTG at this point talking about it. Perry, I was gonna say. You're talking about the America is officially an idiocracy. My point of view there is that, like, if we're going to be an idiocracy, we might as well enjoy it, guys. Like, if we're going to be forced to deal with the ouch my balls timeline, then it's going to have to be, we're going to have to go ahead and get our popcorn, buy some tickets to the Coliseum, and just watch MAGA Republicans just beat the shit out of each other for our pleasure. It's going to be, that part's going to be actually amazing, guys. You don't quote me on that, but it may just happen. All right. So once Elon crashes the economy and all these MAGA Republicans no longer have social safety nets to keep them afloat, they're probably going to start eating each other's faces. That part's going to be kind of amazing.
This stuff.
It happened
Welcome
bigger
to
than
Walmart.
they think.
I love you.
Because I'm not at liberty to say till I have the facts.
When does that ever
We're
stop
going to be
you,
here for
Robin?
a while. I
But
wanted
it
to
was
hear about
brought
the
to my
hurricane. Then
attention
we'll move
last
on.
night that 2 years ago,
I'm not at liberty to say, but I'm gonna say it anyway.
last night that 2 years ago,
That's straight out of the Trump playbook right there. I probably shouldn't say it, but I'm going to anyways. I'm going to protect the women whether they want it or not. Bro, if you start something with I probably shouldn't say it, just don't say it, dog. Just don't say it.
there was a big fashion show where people trudged through the mud and mudslides and everything. And it looked
Fashion
like
show.
kind
Okay.
of that event.
Oh,
Like what event?
okay.
And then it looked like zombies walking through it. And then watch this. Then you see
This dude's got to be pretty lit at the family barbecue, though. Like, you get, like, a couple beers in you, you smoke a joint, and then this fucking guy sits down next to you on the table. Like, that is a day well spent, okay? Like, he might not be good for society, but if you sit down at the table at Thanksgiving, and, like, Aunt Brenda's coming over to sit down, and you're like, fuck, and then this guy just, like, dives right in there and saves you, like, that's a good night. I'm gonna be honest, okay?
what is the last hurricane? Was it
Milton?
Was that
Milton,
the name?
yeah.
Was that what they call?
Milton.
Yeah.
It's hard to keep up because there's so many now.
Did you see the eye of it? Did you see the eye of that hurricane?
I mean,
Did you
I
see
think
what
so.
it looks like?
I mean, it was a hurricane eye. Like, I don't understand.
They don't look
No, I
different.
didn't see what it looks like.
Oh,
They
if they
don't
had a
look
picture
different.
of that. Oh, if they had a picture
They have a picture. They'll show it in a minute.
of that, they ought to put it up. It's a demon from hell.
Hey, is it okay? You guys are gonna have to help me out with this one because I think it's true. Aren't all the lewds gone? Aren't there no more lewds? Because I thought that they stopped making lewds, and then like all of these hippies were taking the old lewds. So you had to have. Am I using knowledge that I gained from the Wolf of Wall Street? Okay. So first of all, this could be something that I heard while watching the Wolf of Wall Street. So definitely don't quote me on this. But is that true that there's no more lewds and like people were taking like old lewds and now even those are all gone?
And you
Oh my god,
Dudes
dude.
for
All right,
leads.
you know what? I'm gonna have to show the picture. Hang on. Like they cycle through a bunch of pictures because they can't find the right one. But right here at the
still
end.
going. Okay.
It's a
All right.
demon from hell. He's showing a picture of like the radar or whatever.
Bro, that's amazing. Oh, fuck. Can you imagine what this guy's like just driving in the car looking at clouds? Like, that one looks like a dick. The gays are coming for us. Hold on. Nope. God just says it looks like a dick. Gays aren't coming for us. This dude is probably a hell of a person to go on a fucking road trip with. Oh, man. He's like, it's the fucking gates of hell, brother.
Brother, this is what hurricanes look
He
like.
said, brother.
Is this your first time looking at a hurricane
Oh,
ever?
God.
Oh my God, people!
Trump does want immigrants
We
to
need
fight,
to
and I can't even
normalize
laugh at
mental
that 'cause
health,
that's fucking
like
sad.
desperately. This is the point at which the dude's family members should be having a discussion with each other about whether they should be taking his keys away and like calling a mental institution. The guy is unironically claiming that CERN is trying to destroy the world with a black hole, and that
Nice.
the World Economic Forum.
Let's just be honest. That's the way to go, though. All right? Let's just be honest. If CERN creates a black hole, you won't even know you're dead. You won't even know that they did it. The moment that the black hole appears on Earth, it's like instantaneous. I mean, who wants to die of fucking cancer? All right? Who wants to, like, live for, 87 years, working at a factory job, driving to work, 9 to 5. Elon Musk has crashed the economy. They've taken away all social safety nets. You're now part of the proletariat. You just work endlessly so that way Elon Musk can go to Mars and Donald Trump can, essay women. Like, that's like pretty much our future at that point. Who wants to do that? Let's go black hole. I'm cheering for black hole now. I think that I've moved on to that portion of my life. Guys, I don't want you guys to feel like I'm pessimistic, okay? Because I'm not pessimistic. I'm just saying if we have two futures and they're ahead of us, And one is be the proletariat, so that way Donald Trump and Elon Musk can like fucking fuck around and send people to Mars. Unless there's a GoPro. That would change the whole thing. If there's a GoPro on the people going to Mars, I might be with that. Okay, hold on. Anyways. If it's... I got sidetracked by a fucking thing I saw in my head there. If it's proletariat, you're going to have cancer because all you have is cigarettes now. That's like your only thing in life is taking breaks and smoking cigarettes and working for Elon Musk in the Tesla robot factory. Or black hole. I'm going black hole. I'm going black hole all the way, guys. All the way.
Forum is controlling things from the shadows and
and
zombies. Like, what the hell is he
it's
talking
a small
about?
black hole,
Women
so
in
I think
mud
you get
or
sucked in
whatever?
quickly.
What? He's just
Team
like,
black hole.
is he making this stuff up or what? It is
Come
wild
on,
to listen to. For the record, he does make things up, just straight up, right off the top of his head, just lies. Let me show you proof that he does that. All right, here's your proof that Robin Bullock just straight up lies. Okay, April 26, 2020.
Hold on. I just thought of something. Is that how they get the people to go to Mars? Okay, so you guys already know that my guess at why they want to remove immigrants from America, crash the economy, and rip away social safety nets is because I think that they believe that Americans below the poverty line and like lower middle class don't work hard enough or put in enough hours. And I'm saying this because generally that's how Elon operates all of his companies, right? Take away employees, make them work like longer hours, tell them if they don't work it, they'll just be fired. So my point of view right now is that they're going to remove the immigrants. They take away the social safety nets. So the jobs in the factories will open up, okay? And then the jobs that white people wouldn't normally do, because we all know that there are tons of poverty-stricken, lower middle-class white Americans that don't want to work in the fields or in the factories. So now those people are forced to have to do something. So they go to work and they do that, and that's all so that way Donald Trump and Elon Musk can fuck off and do whatever they want, right? Like that's right? So here's the thing. What if also they get you to a point that you hate your life so fucking much? Every day is such shit. You're going to work all the time. You're dying of lung cancer. You fucking never get to have any fun except for watching a couple MAGA Republicans stab themselves in a dirt pit down the street, which is great. That's actually amazing. But that you want to go to Mars. So that's how they line people up. There's just a line of white trash MAGA Republicans that voted against their own interests that are like, fuck it, I'll go to Mars, bro. Let's go. And they just stick GoPros on it.
22. Bullock goes on a show with Roger
see
Stone.
how bad. I guess
Steve
I should
Schultz.
okay.
And Roger Stone
I got emotion sickness. Oh, I thought you said I got emotion sickness. You get motion sickness. Oh, dude. Like I said, slap GoPros on him and I'll pay some of my tax money for that shit. Why not? Let's do it. Okay. Let's go around. What up, Fatty? Didn't see you, buddy. Fatty's having a good time. All right. Okay. Let's see. Wait, are you saying he's live? Hey, this guy's live. This guy right here's live. Is anybody live right now? Let's just see. Pentagon sends warning to Putin. Well, that's good. They're like getting out ahead of Donald Trump, telling people. The Pentagon's like, Putin, just so you fucking know. Even though you now have Donald Trump, we're not taking that shit. Just so you know. Who's live right now? Nobody else is live, huh? Everybody else is like, I'm the only idiot that would come out here and do a live the day after the shit that happened last night. Oh, that's probably true. Actually, that's actually probably true. Are you saying he's live? I don't see his live on here. Have you guys seen the commercials for this bearskin hoodie? First of all, I would buy it, but the commercials for it are like the dumbest shit ever. It's like, are you a pansy that has to wear multiple layers? And it's like, so now it's like feminine for dudes to wear more than a shirt. Now, if you wear a sweatshirt, you're not manly. It's like, you have to wear this sweatshirt that's got lots of pockets in it. like you said, I'm going to be honest. It does look like a sweatshirt that I would like to buy, but at the same time, the promotional shit just not on point. Like, you're gay if you don't wear if you wear more than 2 layers. It's so fucking shit. Dusty is live. Okay. I saw the gay AI Gordon Ramsay video. That's all your fault. It's all your fart. Yeah, frostbite is a sign of manliness. Like, we have entered the dumbest timeline, dude. We have 100% entered the dumbest timeline. Like, some dude's gonna see you out, like you're just like walking down the street in fucking New York in the middle of winter, and you've got like a shirt on, a flannel on, a sweatshirt, and a jacket, and some dude's gonna like walk past you in a fucking shirt with like fucking frost burnt fucking fingertips, and he's gonna like, fucking pussy. Shit, take that jacket off, pussy. We live in the dumbest timeline. And I'm just going to be here to roast this fucking timeline until it's over, guys. Until they throw me in the gulag. I promise you guys that I will be here to fucking roast this timeline till the end. It is not going to end with me quiet. It's going to be, we are either getting back to fucking like real, actual sanity, or I will be here, sitting here, shitting on everything for all of life. I thought that you were saying that. Is he just like saying that he's mad right now?
What's up, brothers and sisters? I'm speaking to my brothers and sisters who are black. I'm not going to talk about what I want to work on with black people on social media.
Is this what you're talking about?
In fact, I am going to ask you if you are fed up with how America treats black folks when we tell them over and over again that these white supremacists, white nationalists do not have their best interests at heart. I am tired of trying to get a coalition of all people. This, what I am doing, is only for black people. I want to have Zoom meetings, and I'm calling these meetings Be Heard. I want to know the issues that black people face and the solutions after we done had our bitch fest.
Good job, man. This is actually like something that is like 100% he should do, because this is exactly what I was talking about at the beginning of the show, is that like Democrats have shown that they have a hard time reaching certain sections of society. Now, I mean, before everybody gets worked up about the black vote, black Americans still was like, it's still something like 86% voted for Kamala. But if you want to look at like real numbers, like crazy stuff, look at Biden's percentages with women, Biden's percentages with Latinos. Those two numbers, like I think it's like 2 or 3% more women voted for Biden than Kamala. And then it's something like, I want to say something crazy, like 10% more Latinos voted for Biden than Kamala. And to be honest with you, this is something that like I talked about the other night, and it's a hard thing to say, and people aren't going to like me for saying this. But in those communities, because I grew up in African-American communities, there is a lot of disrespect for black women. There's a lot. It is. It's true. And, you know, people can fucking hate me for it. They can say that's not my thing to talk about. Like, that's fine. Like, I'll take whatever criticisms you want of me on that. But, you know, like, there was so many young black dudes that I grew up with that did not have respect for black women. And I think that affected Kamala Harris's campaign. I could be wrong about that. I'm happy to be wrong about it. And if anybody wants to fucking cancel culture me and call me a racist for saying that, well, whatever you want to say. I don't know what to tell you guys. Some things just need to be said, because this is what I'm talking about. What he's doing right now is important, because I can't reach those people. I can tell them about my past. I can tell them that like I grew up with mostly, you know, African Americans, but that doesn't matter. Like I can't reach them because, for one, I don't speak the same, you know, language. You know, I mean, that's English. I mean, I just don't speak on the same level as them as far as like the things that they've gone through and shit like that. So like, I can't speak to that. I don't have that life experience. So somebody like him needs to do that. Somebody like him needs to reach out to people, you know, of color, and say, let's have conversations about how we can better influence the left to do things that we need to do, to have them do, and let's hold them accountable. That's fucking dope. I like it. I feel like I'm eavesdropping. Yeah, of course. Yeah, I know. I feel like I'm eavesdropping as well. Of course he'll be shitty to immigrants. He's not going to follow through with any of that stuff. But a lot did show up. Yeah. And like, that's what I was saying is like, that's a little bit of a blanket statement for me to say. And I do understand that I may be incorrect about what I said. That is just my experience. And I think that like we need to, on the left, stop fucking having these issues. That's my video right there. You guys should go watch it. These issues. We need to stop having these problems where we refuse to have conversations because somebody's get their feelings hurt. Like somebody drops the R word and everybody freaks the fuck out. Like somebody says gay and everybody freaks the fuck out. It's like, you got to pull back a little bit. I think the left needs to pull back a little bit from some of this stuff. There's times where we should be like legitimately upset about things and stand up and defend people. And then there's times it's just people are just fucking freaking out. And I think that that's turned off a lot of like just average everyday people, not people that are specifically racist, not people that are specifically homophobic, just people that don't want to fucking constantly walk on eggshells. And, the way I was thinking about it when I made this video right here, the What Do We Do Now video, was that on the right, you have a lot of dumb motherfuckers. On the right, you have a lot of racists. On the right, you have a lot of like religious zealotry. But on the left, you have some people that are like, I think unintentionally really sensitive. And I think it's for the right reasons. I think that people want to be, want the world to be better. They want people to feel safe and not demeaned. I don't think that that's wrong. But I do think that, because of that, like certain people have been pushed out of the left and then they find a home on the right because, to be honest, they probably weren't great people in the first place, but like that's what they're doing. And so that's why you see somebody like Donald Trump getting, pandered to, is because some dipshit that said something he shouldn't, I don't know, like that, young black dudes don't always respect black women, gets canceled because, he says that shit. And then he feels like, oh, okay, I'm going to apologize, and nobody accepts the apology. And then he makes his way over to the right. We've got to have these conversations. Sometimes people are going to get mad at me about this. We got to have these conversations. It's a mistake to do that. It's a mistake to say to people that their apologies don't matter and that they should just go away, because they don't go away. They go somewhere else. And that somewhere else is MAGA. And we saw a lot of that in this election. It's unfortunate. Yeah, it's a small, loud minority, but they're relentless. Exactly. And that's what I think is, I don't think that that's, when I got in here, and I talked to you guys, I had certain belief systems about like some of the left, the hard left. And a lot of you guys actually made me feel a lot better about that. And, I've agreed to this point that like it is an extreme portion. It is a really small portion of people. I mean, like, I didn't believe they were actually communists. I didn't believe that they were literally communists still. And you guys taught me that there were. So I'm going to say things on this platform that sometimes I'm going to be right and you're not going to like it. And sometimes I'm going to be wrong and you're not going to be like it and you're going to need to correct me. But the one thing I think that maybe this is an experiment for all you guys is that you got to help me grow. You got to help me be a better person, but you got to be careful of when you're being too far, going too far with it, I think that's something we all have to do. I'm a fucking angry ginger dude and I freak out on people and I say shit that probably isn't helpful or productive. But sometimes I got to do better. You know what I'm saying? We all do. I thought I was on the left, found out I'm stuck out nowhere. Cause that's how I feel right now. TSG, watch my video, TSG. I'm reading some of you guys' stuff. Sorry. Watch the whole thing and check out the comments when you have time. Which one? I will. I just don't want to take, right now it's not, I don't think it's a proper time for me to watch that on the stream. I think that's something that should be watched in my time. Yeah. And look, like, that's not, Talia, I don't even mean that's a specific, that's not specific to black culture. I think that's male culture. And I think it needs to be changed. And like I said, that's where we have to draw that line of being able to, this is what makes me feel so politically disenfranchised right now, is because I feel like there are things on the left that they need to talk about that are hard discussions, but they also need to balance that with defending people in marginalized communities and standing up for people when it's right. And I think that's the hardest thing that the left has to do right now, is know when it's right to stand up for people and when they're, being maybe a little bit overly sensitive about something. And on the right, obviously, I don't have a home at all on the right, because the right is just I don't agree with the religious zealotry. I don't agree with the cult-like behaviors. I don't agree with the never questioning the master. I definitely don't agree with the denial of reality. And so, I find myself exactly where I said I've been this whole time, and that is that I don't have a political party, no matter what people say I'm in or my values make me seem like. Instead, I have political values that I just express, and I hope people that, not even people, I hope that society as a whole benefits from them. Stoicism is BS. Yeah, no, I don't agree with Stoicism. No, not at least what I've read about it. I do not enjoy a fucking the some of the Stoicism stuff. So, let's see. Jesus Christ, I don't want to watch some of these stuff because I'm not into right now the fear. We're not in fear mode. We're not there yet. Let's watch the liberal redneck. Let's watch Trey Crowder. I want to see some of the reactions from other content creators, because just so you guys know, the reason I made my video and the way that I made my video is because I saw the way they were making theirs and I chose to go a different route. A lot of the videos were really good in the way of being supportive, and I like that. I really enjoy this community, and like I said, one of the greatest silver linings of like all of this happening is finding people like Trey Crowder and Titus and David Packman and Brian Tyler Cohen. I didn't know who any of these people were before all of this shit happened. So it's great to find it, and I love how supportive this community is. But I think that a lot of the stuff that people are saying, like Tennessee Brando and those guys, are like, very supportive comments. They're saying things like, hey, we're here for you. We love you. Remember to be peaceful. We got your back, but like let's remember, we're the go high people. And I wanted in my video to just straight up say honestly what I think was wrong about the way things got done. I wanted to be me and be honest. And like I said, I've lost subscribers from that video already. I've lost over 100 subscribers since last night, period. And to me, that's actually a lot of people. But I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that because, like I said, if that's what we're doing, if we're cutting off the fat and we're finding the people that are tough people that can, look inwardly and honestly, talk about like the hard things that you if you want to ever win again, the hard things that we need to talk about, then good. I'm okay with that. So let's take a look at let's talk about at Trey Crowder, and let's see what he had to say about it.
Well, here we go again.
Yeah, I'm not watching Trump today, Reed. Sorry about
crying or whining or saying that it was unfair that anybody cheated, because I'm not a goddamn baby. And unlike a lot of people, I can accept even an uncomfortable reality. But y'all did. Y'all got what you wanted. Right? I hope you know. A lot of people are going to die.
Trump. I'm good
a lot
today.
of people. Ukrainians are going to die. Palestinians are going to die. Women,
best part.
Trans people, trans kids, immigrants, both documented and not. Poor people are going to die. A lot of people. Well, here we go again. Look, obviously, I ain't happy about it, but you ain't going to see me crying or whining or saying that it was unfair that anybody cheated, because I'm not a goddamn baby. And unlike a lot of people, I can accept even an uncomfortable reality. But y'all did. Y'all got what you wanted. Right? I hope you know. A lot of people are going to die. A lot of people. Ukrainians are going to die. Palestinians are going to die. Women, trans.
Yeah, and here you go. You can claim that's exaggeration, but that's actually not. there are going to be a lot of people that die. And that is going to be it is going to be directly related to Donald Trump being elected. People in Ukraine are going to die. People in Gaza are going to die. People potentially in other conflicts that could come up around the world, because as much as the dipshits want to say there was no terrorism when Trump was, there was no wars while Trump was president. No, there was. He literally bombed the shit out of Syria. He killed Soleimani. It's just insane that these people don't live in reality. But whatever. I can't, today I can't. I'm exhausted of 2 years of arguing with Trump supporters only to be stonewalled and have people be like, look, we won! We won! Holy shit, we won! I'm like, fuck. You're the fucking fastest kid with one leg, bud. Congrats. Jesus Christ. People are going to die. That's reality.
People, trans kids, immigrants, both documented and not. Poor people are going to die. A lot of people are going to die as a result of this. And not only that, but Project 2025 is fully on the table now. Our institutions have never been more threatened. The Supreme Court's going to become even further solidified as the nightmare repression tribunal it already is. RFK Jr. is going to outlaw 5G, and Dana White's going to be the goddamn Secretary of Education.
Jane.
But hey, at least eggs will be cheap, right? Except, oh wait, no, they very won't.
Yeah, because eggs aren't expensive because of Joe Biden. This is what I'm saying, is this is how stupid these people are. And I'm not going to stop saying that. Anybody that wants me, anybody on the left that gets offended by me calling MAGA Republicans dumb, unsubscribe, please. You're part of the problem. Eggs are expensive because of the avian flu. They're not expensive because of Joe Biden. They were never expensive because of Joe Biden. You're just dumb enough to believe that. I'm just going to keep saying that you're dumb. Eggs will not go down. You're not going to see all of a sudden 289 eggs, 259 eggs, 199 eggs, 99-cent gas. It's not going to happen. So, here you go.
Because that's not how any of this actually works. Your boy's going to round up all the egg workers. You think that's going to help grocery prices? Come on, man. The only reason things are as expensive as they are in the first place is because Big Egg and the rest of corporate America realized that they could hike up prices and people would still be able to pay it on account of Joe Biden's economy has actually been rocking pretty hard. Jesus Christ. I hate everything. But it's not just that.
I love, the one thing about content creation is seeing other people that are going through the same shit that I'm going through. There's definitely a camaraderie when I look at this kind of stuff, and I'm like, dude, I've had that feeling. I hate everything. It's just I've tried for so long to talk to people, explain things logically to people, and it had zero effect. It's I hate everything.
It's not just the kitchen table stuff, the egg price stuff. We all know that the other inescapable, undeniable, and truly unfortunate fact of the matter here is that this country...
Guys, remember... Okay, well, Fatty, I don't know what you guys are fighting about. But remember, don't eat your own, guys. Don't eat your own.
Country is just not going to elect a woman president. It's just not.
That's sad.
Not anytime soon, anyway.
Dude, that's the saddest part about it. That is that's insane. Because you can say it's not the number one factor that she wasn't elected, but you have to say it was a factor. And look, once again, we're going to talk about dudes on the left. There are men on the left that do still have those tendencies, that they also don't think women are smart. Also, don't think a woman could handle that amount of responsibility. You don't want to believe that, and it's hard to think about, but there are dudes on the left that also believe that shit. So it's it's one of these things where it's it's just a constant education, right? I've said it before, there's this crazy mentality from men where it's they go to work and they're yeah, you know, I like coming to work because I don't like having to go home where the wife nags me. You know, women, they're crazy. You know, like that's an attitude. That is a personality. And it's just not helpful, man. Because, look, you might be in a relationship where the significant other that you chose might be a little bit wild, might be mildly insane, but it's not specific to women. There are fucking crazy men that make women's lives hells, and there's crazy women that make men's lives hells. There's crazy women that make women's lives hells, and there's also crazy men that make men's lives hells. You know, it's like, it's just not helpful. Women, you know, they're crazy. That's something I've heard from Democrats, from liberals, people that talk about women's rights. It's just not fucking helpful, man.
I mean, apparently, even a man as demonstrably dim-witted and outwardly vile as Donald Trump is still preferable to even the most competent of women just because he is a man. Ain't that America? And
yeah, they can be just like men can be. It's the same thing. It's the same thing. You know, whether... This is what drives me nuts. Like, it's just like when people say things like, well, men are better than women at sports. It's like, how much longer have men been playing sports than women? More people watch the NBA than the WNBA. Oh, no, really? How long has the NBA been around? Like, oh, no, it's just not as exciting. No, that's not true. It's just it hasn't been around long enough for people to create connections to it. This is the weird part about society that will always put me in this like void where I can see things and I'm like, there's logical explanations for things that don't have to have anything to do with gender. It's just the fact that something hasn't been around as long. You know, we see what we call anomalies in women's sports. We call somebody like Amanda Nunes an anomaly. We call somebody like Ronda Rousey an anomaly. We call somebody like Holly Holm an anomaly. But the reality is, you know, percentage-wise, it's probably just as prevalent as anomalies in men's sports. It's just that there's more men's sports. Like, I don't think people understand how, like, genetics over time through evolution are built, like how things change, that things were never meant to stay the same. We were never meant to continue to exist in the matter that we exist now. Like, that's not what evolution dictates. Evolution dictates that we change and adapt due to the environment that we're in and whether or not we can survive it, right? Not survival of the fittest. Survival of the fittest doesn't mean like you're just more jacked than the next guy. It literally like the smallest thing on Earth could be the most adaptable thing, and therefore it would survive over everything else. That's survival of the fittest. It's one of these things where people say things like women are crazy. Yeah, men are crazy too. Men are felons. Women are felons too. It's just different sets of environments and contexts that lead to different outcomes that are more prevalent in one gender or the other, but it is based off of where they come from. It's the same reason I said the other day when people say things like, well, black people can't swim. It's like, no, poor people can't swim. I'm white and I suck at swimming. It's not because of my ethnicity. It's because of the context of the environment that I grew up in. That's how it works. Do genetics play a part? Of course they do. Does heritage play a part? Of course it does. But everything plays a part. That's the point, is like, you can have completely stable women that are super productive, ultra helpful, great people, great leaders. And you can have men that are completely unhelpful, insane. We just watched one of them. Fuck. And a detriment to society. It's not gender specific. What are you guys fighting about? I'll let you guys argue.
And lastly, we also know that there's plenty of people in this country who would gladly burn democracy to the ground just as long as libs get owned in the process. And who knows? They very well may have done so. I guess we'll all find out. All we can
guess
really
we'll find out.
These people continue to be as fundamentally incompetent and dysfunctional as they historically have been, and as such, maybe some of their more destructive plans will not come to pass. right? And also, if our lovely fellow Americans actually get what they voted for here, then things are going to get pretty catastrophic. And if they do, then maybe 4 years from now, this fickle, shuddering empire of ours will once again turn to a Democrat to clean up a Republican's mess, as it has so often done
every
the past.
Every
And
time.
that's about as positive as I can be today. But one other thing I damn sure do know is that I'm not going anywhere. I'm going to keep running my mouth till they throw me in the gulag. Right? We're all still here. This is still our country, too. They've not wrested it away from us entirely just yet. All right, keep your head up. The fight continues. Love y'all.
All right, guys. There you go. Yeah. Talia, husband said, just know dim guys won't vote for a woman. Yeah. That's the sad part. Like I said, is that it's not party specific. I would say, obviously, there's probably more Republicans that would vote less for a woman than maybe men. There's probably a higher percentage of men in the Democrat Party that would vote for a woman, but it's not a party problem. It's a misogyny problem. It's that people have been educated, trained, brainwashed to believe that women can't be in positions of power. They've been, they've been brainwashed to believe that women are unstable. And unfortunately, it's sad because it's like comedy adds to that, because I like to make jokes. And I don't mind playing off stereotypes to make jokes, as long as the people that I'm talking to know that I'm kidding and know that that it's all in love and fun, and I don't mind being made fun of. I make fun of people and then they make fun of me, and it's a good back and forth. But the unfortunate thing about today's society is that when I make jokes, they're not just heard by me and 2 or 3 people. Even for me in this chat, I think I had 4,000 views on that stream yesterday. It's that might not seem like a lot, but if you think about it in the manner of if 4,000 people walk through while you're busking on the sidewalk, that would seem like a lot of people to you, if 4,000 people showed up to a comedy show that you did, that seemed like a lot of people to you. And so you start to get to this point where you have to recognize that there is actually a responsibility to be had about being careful. And this is why I was saying earlier, it's very important to run that middle ground balance of not being too sensitive and freaking out over everything, and also realizing that some of the things that you say are impactful and you got to be careful, right? But it's comedy has made it even worse, because now it's ha ha ha, women are crazy, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, and then it just makes it not funny anymore. And that's why comedy has changed. That's why you have people crying about cancel culture and comedy. It's not that cancel culture has ruined comedy. It's that those things just aren't funny anymore, because now people are actually, you're right, it's not that funny. What are you guys arguing? Why are we pussy? Fatty, you okay, buddy? Is everybody okay? Fatty, you know that Redonk voted for Ron Paul, right? I mean, I also think that's terrible, but like I said, I think I made everybody think Redonk votes for Trump. Okay. We're okay? All right. Don't feed the trolls, Fatty. Don't feed the trolls. We got this, Fatty. We're going to be okay, dude. My dude, we're going to be okay. All right? This ain't the end, brother. At the end of the day, I'm going to be here. We're all good. But we got to fight the right fights. We got to pick our battles. Arizona has a woman governor. We can be a governor, but we can't be a president. Yeah, exactly, Lady Freedom. That's the fucking insane stuff. What is Arizona doing? Yeah, why hasn't there been have they not called that Arizona race? Yeah, 20 years from now they'll be denying that they voted. 67% in. Yeah, okay. Let's watch another video. Let's watch something. Dude, you guys tell me, because I don't want to go over there. I don't want to do it. It'll make me sad. What is TYT doing right now? Is TYT doing a fucking victory lap right now? God, I want to just like click a video, but I know it's going to just make me so irate if I go fucking watch a TYT video. I bet your jank is fucking insufferable right now. What's happening, Gregory? Good to have you here. Yeah, man. Nothing changed. This is what I'm trying to say to people. It's okay. It's okay. Nothing has changed. It didn't matter. Even if Kamala got into office, I was going to be here still fighting for the same things. Still fighting for the middle class. Still fighting for, equality for all. Still saying that, ultra wealthy corporations need to pay their price. The only thing that changed is now there's a person in office that is more willing to not do the things that I want. But it didn't matter. It didn't matter. We're here, and we're gonna stand up for what is right. That's what we're gonna do. It doesn't fucking matter. At the end of the day, you have two things that you can do. You can stand up for your values, and you can defend what's right, or you can quit and go home. You want to quit and go home? I'm good. It's fine. Quit and go home. Unsubscribe. Have a good day. It's fine. I don't wish you any ill. I don't wish you bad. Quit and go home. If the fight's too much for you, I understand. I'm going to be here. I'm going to still be expressing the same values I was expressing 2 years ago. I'm still going to be talking about the things that I was talking about 2 days ago. And nothing changes. It's okay. It's all right. Because I've dealt with adversity in my life. I'm not scared. Time for an... All right, Gordon Ramsay, I'll do it. Okay. All right.
Well...
Oh, wait, we went back to Trey Crowder. I can't watch... right now, I don't want to get worked up, so I'm trying to stay away from any type of fucking... David Pakman talking about Steve Bannon or anything like that. That's the kind of shit that it will get me a little too worked up right now. Got to have a moment of calm after something like that, you can't jump straight from bad to bad. You know what I'm saying? You got to realize after something bad happens, you take yourself a moment. You breathe deep. You figure shit out. You come up with a plan, and then you get to work. When my Eagles 2 years ago lost to the Kansas City Chiefs in the last moments of that Super Bowl, and I know a lot of you guys are like, this isn't football, this is real life, and this is much more important. I agree with you. I'm just using the only analogy that I can use right now. When my Eagles lost to the Chiefs, I was pretty upset. I was pretty sad. I was stressed the whole game. The Eagles never win a game, and unless it's last minute. And the next day, I had this inkling to want to get on to social media and look at stuff, and it's almost sadistic. You want to jump right back into it, And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna be chill. I didn't look at any of my messages from my friends, and I knew that they were all gonna be supportive. I knew that they were all gonna be sorry about that, dude. That sucks, But no, I just put my phone away. I didn't get on the internet. I watched some Netflix, watched some movies and stuff like that. And then, a couple days later, I got up and I was like, all right, you know what? It ain't that big a deal. Just football. Well, this is a lot bigger than that, and I understand that. But you got to be able to make decisions when you're capable of making them, not when you want to. That's when it's important. Because you're going to have this feeling of wanting to I need to do something. I can't stand if I don't do something now, then I'm part of the problem. But that's not always the best thing to do. Sometimes you need to take a deep breath, disconnect from whatever is driving you fucking nuts, and then come back to it when you're ready to deal with shit. That's where we at right now. That's the part of the timeline we're in right now. Gordon Ramsay is a clown, but Gordon Ramsay is also AI. Gordon Ramsay AI is actually kind of fucking amazing. We learned that last night. Let's check this out.
Shit! The two beef!
Okay.
One hell of a one, fucking John Dory!
There's one, so you need one more.
I want them together!
Okay.
I ask you to communicate with each other!
Okay.
And you're not! Hey. It's fucking redder than your...
Can you imagine doing mushrooms and watching this shit? Can you imagine what this would be like if fucking you were on mushrooms? This is how people hurt themselves, all right? Oh my god, that's fucking insane. I think I got in a fucking copyright dispute last night from the one I was watching. Morning Joe and Mishka were giggly. Wonder what 2025 will be. Yeah, we'll see, right? Yeah, at the end of the day, guys, I'm here for you. And I want you to know that I care about you. And I want to see you mentally healthy. That's the most important thing. First, we start with us. Then we move outward from there. First, we start with us. And then we move outward from there. Dude, my dude is probably not having a great day. Let me pop in here real quick.
And here's the thing. Like, you got to remember, they can blame all they want. They can blame until their heart's content. But ultimately, it came down under this administration. It's the same thing with gas prices. Democrats, the same thing with the economy. Democrats.
Yeah, see, I like my dude because he's just like talking about what's happening. And believe me, you just heard a little clip, but if you don't watch my dude, he has been a firm defender of Kamala Harris and her administration, and he does it right. He did it right. Like, it's time to, if you wanted to criticize the left about how things happened, now's the time to do it. To come out and say, hey, we could have done this better, we could have done that better. That's like pretty important. It's important to, after you lose a game, look at tape and figure out what you did wrong. So hold on, I want to find that Dark Brand. Where's that Dark Brandon one at? Because that shit was funny. Who shared it? Bucket, I think, shared that in Discord, and that shit was hilarious. Oh, what the fuck? Okay, no, I'm not playing anything with Trump right now. Oh, nice. Al Kitty parody. Let me see if I can just find it really quick. Donut shop, Jesus Christ. So this shit is like, it's so crazy to scroll through YouTube, but YouTube has done a fucking great job. Like, and when I say YouTube, I mean content creators. Content creators have literally created like a wall of things that you're like, I could watch that, I could watch that, I could watch that, I could watch that. It's pretty fucking cool. Dark Brandon, right? Yeah, you want to know the worst part about it, Gregory? You probably don't, but you want to know the worst part about the economy thing is that he's going to take credit for how good the economy is, right? But if he fucks it up and he destroys the economy, which he's already said he's going to. Well, he didn't. Elon said he would. And if you don't believe me, once again, look it up. I don't have to lie about these things. These people just say the stupid shit, and I just repeat it. He said he was going to crash the economy because that's what we need to do. Some people are going to suffer. He said, in fact, I'm probably going to have to walk around with extra security because people are going to want to murder me. When that happens, he's going to blame that on Joe Biden. That's kind of the shitty thing about all this. This is why I don't allow it to get to me. Is because I already know what's going to happen. I already know that Donald Trump and all of his supporters, February 2nd or however long it takes them, 2 weeks, probably, like, they're not patient people. So it'll probably be like 2 weeks after he's in office. They'll be like, boom, economy fixed. Holy fuck, bro. Look at how amazing everything is. Oh my God, this is like the greatest economy of all time, motherfucker. That's what it's going to be like. You're going to have all these dumb shits that have been crying and complaining about the economy, and they're all going to be walking around dick in hand telling people exactly how amazing the economy is. And if the economy crashes because Elon Musk goes and destroys a bunch of fucking government programs and stuff that are propping up the economy, then all of them are going to be like, yeah, bro, it sucks for Trump that he had such a shitty economy coming into this, dude. Like, he got fucked. He got fucked. Like, fucking quote me on that shit. You know that. You know that. And that's the way it is. It's people will be fighting over Taco Bell sauces in the street. Our gas prices, no, it doesn't matter. Like I said, even with that, like, so when it comes to gas, they'll say the same thing. If gas prices go up, they're going to say, well, yeah, Donald Trump had to fight Joe Biden's inflation. If gas prices go down, it'll be like, oh, dude, it's because Donald Trump's the fucking greatest president of all time. This is why I'm saying this. The reason I'm saying this right now is because don't let that shit get to you. That's how people win, man. Don't let it get to you. You know what the fuck is right. You know what the fuck is happening. So don't let it get to you. Just look at them and go, that motherfucker right there is dumb. Because it's true. They're dumb. They're not smart people. You've been watching me for 2 years. Fucking just debate and yell facts at these fucking people. And you see that it had absolutely no effect at all. So don't let it get to you. That's only making it worse for you. And it's giving them the immature, get to laugh at you because they made you mad bullshit that comes with trolling people. Like that's all it is. That's all it is. Don't let it get to you. It's a rigged economy. Oh, I'm not polite, fatty. You should know better than that. I'm anything but polite.
Oh, look at all you proud Trump voters sitting there like you just discovered fire or basic.
This is like, I was watching the James Webb Telescope documentary the other day. Super dope if you guys haven't seen the James Webb Telescope about its launch and how it first went out. It's fucking amazing. It's insane. You should watch it. But one of the parts in the documentary was where the main engineer was like, I had to write 2 speeches. Because how much did the James Webb Telescope cost? Like, was it $2 billion or $10 billion? I can't remember, but it was a lot of billions. I should just go full Trump. It was $100 billion. It was the most expensive, best telescope of all time. That's actually true, though. You can't say anything that's true while using that voice. I think that breaks. I think that breaks reality. We might have just went to another timeline, guys. Sorry. He goes, I had to write 2 speeches. One was if everything went well, the victory speech, and 2, the second one, was in case everything went wrong and everybody hated me, and I had to explain how I just fucked up a multi-billion-dollar attempt to send a telescope out into space to look at the beginnings of time. And I was like, fuck, that is woo. My problems aren't so bad. And in watching that, I was kind of like thinking about like this, right? Like I was like, how do I feel? Because I think a lot. I spend a lot of time thinking. I thought, how do I feel about the chance that like Kamala could lose? Because I told you guys from the start, I knew it was 50-50. I knew that I don't put blinders on. I look at society and I go, there's a lot of dumb motherfuckers out there. This is going to be close. I knew it was going to be close. I saw it. I don't want to say I called it, but I knew it was. And so I was thinking about it. I was like, how am I going to feel? What do I think about the whole situation? And I said to myself, I was like, these dipshits think they won something. Like, that's fucking crazy. Like, these people literally voted against their own interests. Voted not based on any kind of real facts, just on vibes. Just on, like I said, redunk. I gave you props for this. Because I watched Joe Rogan's podcast with Trump, and that's what convinced me. This is my blind spot. My blind spot is that I don't think, people could fall for things that are that dumb, and I should know better because I know that people are dumb. And this pretty much this video encapsulates the things that I was thinking about when I said, what am I going to do to these people when they show up in my chat? How am I going to fucking just absolutely wreck these motherfuckers when they show up in my chat? And this is kind of what I was thinking about.
Oh, look at all you proud Trump voters sitting there like you just discovered fire or basic literacy. But you backed a guy who could barely finish a sentence. But hey, neither can you. It's like the blind leading the blind, except the blind here are all wearing MAGA hats and screaming about fake news. A man who's on his third wife, pay off a porn star, and dodges taxes like it's a sport.
Yep.
That's your
All
role
facts.
model. That's
All
the
facts.
guy you want your kids to look up to. Remember, Johnny, it's not lying if you just
Cheers to
refuse to
that.
admit the truth. Parenting level genius. And don't even get me started on values. Do you remember January 6th? Yeah, your little cosplay revolution. You stormed the Capitol like it was the...
Yeah, you want to talk about something irritating about the mainstream media? Not like any of us are fans of mainstream media, but if we want to be even more irritated about mainstream media, imagine this right now. Donald Trump is currently still on trial for committing a treasonous act to overturn the election in 2020. Does any of the news media say the man that was elected is still on trial for treason? Or any of the headlines, Donald Trump, former potential traitor to the United States of America, now president of the United States of America? No, they don't. No, you know why? Because they're scared. They're scared. They know where their bread is buttered, and they are fearful for their media lies. Meanwhile, my dipshit ass is on here saying all kinds of shit that's going to get me thrown in the gulag. I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. When I get gulagged, if they have places where you can put money on my books, I would really, because I'm going to take up smoking cigarettes for sure. I don't think you can be in the gulag and not smoke cigarettes, right? But like for coffee and shit, if y'all could put like $3 on the books when I'm gulagged, I love you guys. Help me out, dog.
The final boss in a video game, all while your fearless leader was watching from his golden throne, probably tweeting with one hand and eating a
crazy,
cheeseburger with
Gregory.
the other.
That's crazy.
He didn't
Yeah,
join
he
you.
did
He
way
didn't
better with
lead you.
Latino vote.
He let you do all the dirty work while he sat back and laughed. You weren't patriots. You were pawns in his ego
Wayward
trip.
Ginger.
And
That's
and
not a
Roe
bad one.
versus
Careful,
Wade.
Nathan. I
Oh,
did
you're
give
proud of
everybody
that, aren't you?
the right
You
to ban
cheered
Trump
while your
supporters if they
daughters
want
lost
to.
their
I'm just-
rights.
yeah,
But
I
we're
like you from
pro-life,
last
you
night,
scream.
so
Yeah, right up
I'm giving
until
you
the
the
baby's
warning.
born. Then it's good luck, kid. Hope you enjoy
Careful
growing up
patrolling
in a
the day,
country
bud.
where a reality TV star sets the moral standards. You're not pro-life. You're pro-control. And you gave it to a man who's closer to Jeffrey Epstein than any of us are comfortable
Right.
acknowledging. Yeah,
That's
That's
crazy.
your guy. I barely knew him with photos and flight logs and now
do like the name,
recording
though.
that tell a very different story. And you still have the audacity to act like you're on some moral high ground. You supported a man found liable for sexual assault, a man who brags about grabbing women like it's sport.
You
That's
give me some
your
good
hero.
stuff in the
That's
in the
guy
gulag.
you want shaping
Thank you,
the
Danny.
future.
Some
Hey,
foie
little
gras.
Timmy, respect women
I don't
unless
think
you're
I'd
rich.
even like
Then just
foie
go
gras.
grab him by the... Oh, and now you're out here buying his shoes and his Bibles. Like, that's going to get you closer to the promised
Thanks,
land.
buddy. I appreciate
Meanwhile,
it.
you're out here in the streets screaming that someone
people a
else is
couple
eating the
days,
pets.
okay?
But look at yourselves. You've already swallowed every ounce of dignity and common sense.
Watered
But
down
we're owning the
Doug
libs.
stand
Oh,
up.
you're owning something, all right. Your own self-respect. You're like a cult, but instead
Ooh,
of
cake
drinking
with a file in
Kool-Aid,
it.
you're chewing up every ridiculous conspiracy and calling it patriotism. And you really think he's your savior? You act like he's your best friend. Newsflash. The only person Trump is friends with is Trump. You're not even his backup plan. He'd throw you under the bus faster
Yep.
than he'd sign another shady real
100%.
estate deal. But here you are defending him like he's the second coming of Lincoln while he's out here playing golf and chumming it up with dictators and Epstein wannabes. So let's be
Duck is
real.
somebody easy to
Trump
influence.
just didn't con
Nice.
you. He branded you. You're walking around like a billboard, one of the biggest grifts in American history. You're not just drinking the Kool-Aid, you're bathing in it, bottling it, and selling it at your church potluck. Congratulations, you've become a product of the ultimate scam, and you don't even
God,
get a
he's
commission.
not
Here's to you,
wrong.
Trump voters. The only thing bigger than his lies is your blind loyalty. You're not just marks in the cons, you're the ones funding it, sharing it, and somehow still thinking you're winning. Spoiler.
Yeah, like I said, when it is kind of like a little bit Tony Hinchcliffe. Like I said, when fucking MAGA Republicans are in the dirt pit fighting each other because they voted to have their own fucking social safety nets taken away down in Alabama, that shit's gonna have to be. We're gonna have to get that on the GoPros. We gotta get that shit on the GoPros. I'm here for it. Like I said, end of the day, I roll with the punches, dog. I get up and go to work every day just like everybody else. So when MAGA Republicans finally figure out that having social safety nets ripped out from under them, having immigrant workers that are the reason that they don't have to pay the prices they have to at the grocery store, when they learn all that shit, I'm gonna be here for it. I'm just gonna watch it, and I'm gonna laugh a little bit to myself. Then I'm gonna put it on YouTube. All right, guys. There's no fucking 10-hour shift tonight. My 3 hours are up. I'm not fucking ever doing another 10-hour fucking stream. I say that. I might do it one day. How do these guys do like 12-hour fucking streams all the time? I'm barely recovered. I almost died last night. It was close. It was pretty fucking close. I almost died. I was like, I'm going to get on at like 11 o'clock so that way people can like hang out and like we can talk and stuff. I'm going to play some Civ. Keep people company. Keep people doing okay. And then fucking Redonk got on and he's like, you got to stay another like 6 hours. And I was like, okay, dude, but this is going to suck. Then I almost died. Fucking, I don't know. Like you said, if my girl was winning, if I would stay the whole time. I don't know. I think if I would have made it. I don't think even if Kamala, just because I mean, look at it now. Like the polls are still open for not. They haven't been counted for like Arizona and Nevada and stuff. I don't think I would have made it. I don't think even if Kamala was winning at that time, I think I would have just been like, celebrate early, bitches. All right, good night. No, I would have just been out. I think that would have been the end of it. All right, guys. Closing thoughts here. Life is what it is. Like I said, you operate off of what is, not off of what you think it should be. Okay? So, what is that Donald Trump has been elected as the President of the United States. You have a choice now to, like I said, you can pack your shit up, give up, and go home. Or you can dust yourself off, get up, and get back on the horse. And I've never been a quitter in my life. I've never been a coward. I've dealt with, negative odds my entire life. I was born into poverty. I didn't have electricity or running water. I grew up around skinheads and peckerwoods, Nazi lowriders. I grew up around Crips and Bloods and Norteños, Sureños, Colonia. I was told I'd be in prison by the time I was 19. Fun fact, I thought I was going to be dead by I was 19. And then when I was 19, I thought I'd be dead by the time I was 23. When I was 23, I thought I'd be dead by 30. Every time. That's fucking real. I'm not lying to you guys. Like, that's real shit. I worked my way from the fucking bottom of the bottom to a place where I have the very things that MAGA Republicans claim that they want in their life. I have a beautiful family with 2 children that are great at sports, very intelligent, awesome human beings. I have a wife that supports me, that's a good human being, an empathetic human being that has made me a more empathetic person. I own my home, and it's beautiful. I bought it at the right time. I have everything that those people claim that they want. And the reason I have it and they don't is because I work my fucking ass off and I take care of other people. And that is the true way to succeed. Take care of other people. So I'm going to be here. I hope you guys are going to be here. All right, guys. I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. And I'll see you next time.